Lights, camera, action.
It's your boy VA, the nigga with the white wife. The garage talk is in full effect. Hit that like, subscribe button, comment, do whatever. We giving it to you live, raw, and uncut. Ah!
Get to proceed. Let's introduce ourselves and then go ahead and.
Hi guys, it's D.
Welcome to the garage talk. It's your boy VA, the nigga with the white wife.
And it's your boy Black Curse, the nigga Rasta American.
I already said it's D. I'll say it again.
Right, you.
I wanted to be first because we was talking about submission and you know what I'm saying. I wanted to get my shit on first. Cause I'm just kidding.
Yeah.
But yeah, just everybody had a good week. I'm gonna play your game today. Everybody had a good week. How's everything? I see your hair. It's nice. You got a little style, look a little different than what it normally does. Why are you?
Thank you, D.
Why are you?
Thank you, D.
It looks nice.
Thank you, D.
Hey, you're welcome.
Thank you.
Don't be so aggressive.
I'm not.
Yeah, I like the beanie. Curse. What's up? How was your week?
Man, it was better actually. I had a great week.
Not only do I like the beanie, I like that T-shirt.
Oh, appreciate it.
Want to stand up?
Yeah, definitely for sure.
Got a little something on there.
You know what I'm saying? The Garage Talk podcast. You know, merch coming soon.
Turn around. There are some things on the back too.
Oh yeah.
Can you read that, Key?
Yeah. VA Black Curse D. Funny, serious, relatable, and honest. A group of friends who just like for you to get to know us while we hang out and talk in the garage.
In the garage.
Right.
In the garage. Sorry, I'm the only person who's out of sync today. I didn't wear mine.
She was so hardcore. Wear your shirt. Wear your shirt.
So
But I do.
Y'all like I call y'all GT3.
Why?
Garage Talk 3.
Oh, that's cool too.
that's nice, actually.
That's cool too.
I like that.
Yeah, we had already started chatting about quite a few things, but the most recent thing we were discussing was submission. Submission. Are you Keelan?
That's a question.
Keelan posed a question. Yeah.
Why do you guys think black women are less submissive to their partner? Because nowadays you hear about, you know what I'm saying, the black woman always, they don't want to.
Do you think why is it believed or why is it purported that we are? Because I don't know that all black women are not.
Their own opinion,
Yeah. When we started talking about this earlier, I said that for Deidre, I cannot speak for a general mass of black women, right? Mm-hmm. But for Deidre, it have to do with, in order for me to be submissive, there has to be a willingness in me to be vulnerable to you.
Right.
In order to do that, there has to be some provisions that you have set up. Not provisions like monetarily, but provisions on, like I said, safety. Provisions on safety physically, safety of my heart, safety of our home, safety of our household, safety of our family, whatever the case may be. And I think that would lend itself to me being willing to be submissive. Also, if you're not doing, and I did say this earlier, if you're not doing what I'm doing or better, that too makes it difficult for me to let you come to me and then tell me what I should, how this should be going, especially.
Well, we won't. Just period, right? That's everything what you said. I'm just going by everything you just said.
No. How did you get that from that? Tell me more about that, because I don't understand.
Because you're saying he need to be able to handle what's going on in your life and show you he can handle it.
No, he needs to be able to handle his own life.
Oh, okay.
That's what I'm saying. He needs to come with his own blueprint, because my blueprint works for me.
Right.
I've already been able to substantiate that. I'm good here. If he comes with his blueprint and it's working, then we can become a conglomerate. We can merge that together. But if you come in with some shit that just already is rocky and you can't figure it out, trying to tell me something, I feel like I would be remiss to take your advice over what I know works.
A better situation, nigga.
Or even maybe a better situation, but like I'm making decent decisions, right? So if I take your decisions on, and I'm looking at your life like,
So what if, let's say you start talking to somebody, not knowing their background, what they're going through yet, right? Just the beginning stage, and you find out more about them. This person probably ain't doing too good right now. You like his personality.
Third strike, your ass out. Okay.
See, hand in my face. See that shit, bro? Yeah. On camera, she finna drop a nigga, bro.
Mama D.
That is not a moniker that I want.
Too late.
No.
You just showed it.
Like you digging his personality.
Okay.
But at the same time, you find out he ain't really got a lot going on because he going through whatever situation that he in.
What do you define as a lot? What do you mean? What do you mean?
I
when you say
mean,
you don't have a
like
lot
you
going on?
said, whatever he got going on his blueprint, he ain't handling it, so how can he handle your blueprint? But you liking his personality.
Okay.
Now, how long will it take for you?
Mm-hmm.
Well, how long will it take for y'all to be talking for you to agree to be submissive? What do we have to do in order to change that about you?
I am not going to submit in that situation. I probably shouldn't even be dating him, to be honest.
No, I'm saying what he got to do to change it. That's what I'm really saying.
He has to demonstrate his ability to manage his own life.
Okay.
Has to demonstrate an ability to do that, which means he need to be gainfully employed. If he got kids, he should be involved in their life, taking care of them to some degree. He should have his own place to live. He should have his own vehicle. How
long will you give him to get out there taken care of?
Do you know how much catch up that is?
I mean, yeah, that's what I'm asking.
That's why I said I probably shouldn't be in that situation. Like, if you can talk to me like you got some sense and say, hey, shit been haywire in my life for the last couple of years. I'm not gonna lie. I just like your hustle. I like your hustle. Mm-hmm. I like what you got going on. What needs to happen so we can figure this out together? I'm willing to entertain that conversation. But what I don't like is for a sneaky, you know what I'm saying? Like, to look and be like, that's the opportunity. That's the opportunity. Let me put myself next to you so that I can propel myself. I'm not trying to work with you as a teammate. I'm just trying to get on the team because you winning. That's not the same thing. Like, I can get on the team and ride the bench and still get the same money that you're getting. It's fine. We good. I want a person who's going to say, even if they blueprint is fucked up, if you're going to get on the team, do the work with me as a teammate. Don't just sit on the bench while I do the work. That's my thing.
Okay.
And then number two, if he,
well, you got a lot to say. I mean, girl, you got a lot to say about this.
I'm completely lost on this situation. I'm sorry. Girl.
Well, we're just talking about
Keep going. I'm gonna get back into it.
I don't want. I have made some. I'm gonna say bad dating decisions in the past. You know what I'm saying?
It's stressing
because I'm just thinking because I have like a fixer thing. I have like a fixer personality, or like a saver, or I want to help, or I want to contribute. Like the problem that I find with that is, like, I don't care about like I said before, I don't care about the nigga who don't have everything together. Like, but what is your drive? Like, what is your motivation? Where's your determination? Like, if you just sit up and play Madden all day and, you know what I'm saying, say I do security at night at the club for 2 or 3 hours, like, we just not gonna be aligned because I do too much as it is. Like, I can't work 2 jobs and you work a partial job and I feel okay with this life. I can't do that.
No,
because I feel like I'm shortchanging
so
my
he gotta show progress for you to lean towards submission.
He gotta show not necessarily
ambition,
progress. Yes, he gotta have ambition. He have to have some level of stability.
Because I guess if a nigga at home playing Madden, they're doing that shit, but if he
that's aggravating as fuck to a person.
But if he has ambition to like do something else, like,
because that shit gonna be dead.
He inspiring to do that shit. Like, if he have ambition to like act or some shit, but he's doing that shit on the side, or doing that shit, and he's still.
But if I see your grind, even in that, if you, there's still a lot of things that you can do if you want to be an actor.
No,
that don't involve you playing 2K all day. Whatever, acting, rapping, coaching.
What if you want to be a gamer?
But
cause that niggas make money in being a gamer. I mean, like, what if you want to be? No matter what you don't say, at 40 and shit like.
Yes. First of all, how can you? If you a gamer at 38 and you ain't making no money, what the fuck have you been doing? If that's what you've been making your career on.
So why won't you just support him and see what you got to do to start making money? What if you don't know, or
you could be that person?
Like, what if you see, like, damn, you was a fucking good game. You be on kick. Hey, I know some terms you can, like, I ain't never thought of that, baby.
Yeah,
like, oh,
exactly.
See, that's support though. Like, no, it's not. No, it's not.
That's a lot for me because I don't know anything about game. Yes, it is. I don't know nothing about the gaming world, so how can I help him with that?
No, I'm just saying, but to spark the idea.
How can I even spark an idea? I don't know the first thing about y'all game.
But ID, listen, if you like them, you gon' probably try to look some shit up for them.
There you go.
But look what you brought to this podcast, and everybody respects you for it. And they told you what they was doing before this.
They were doing the same thing. We just put the technicalities behind it.
Wow.
Exactly.
Wow.
Why did you? You wanted to.
Wow.
But you wanted to. You wanted to. And you knew about this. Y'all know so much shit about this that I don't know. The only thing I brought was some order. That's it.
Exactly.
I didn't bring no additional information. Some
But you
order.
can bring order in that same situation. That same situation, because you don't know nothing about games. You didn't know much about this, but you brought order to it.
That's
you can bring
the point.
order to that.
But
even
you
though
were already doing it.
he's already gaming.
No,
He's already gaming. He ain't making no money. We ain't making no money out this shit. We was already doing this shit.
Yeah.
We wasn't making no money. We was just doing YouTube and putting this shit out. But you came and put order into it, and now
I'm not doing that shit with no game.
Okay, there you go.
I'm not doing that shit.
There you go. Be honest. There you go. There you go. Yeah.
Blank period. I'm
My
not doing it.
personal opinion about all of this, about men and women submissive.
I'm not doing it. No. I can't respect you playing games all motherfucking day unless you playing these games, gonna pay all my bills. When I don't have time to pay all the bills while you play and work out. I ain't got time for
When
that.
you throw the age factor, they're like 38. Let's say they 38 now, whatever, right? It's different now because he 38 now, but all this technology now letting him be able to try to make money. But when he was younger, he couldn't do it because he didn't have these aspects.
He need to have a plan. He need to have a blueprint
What?
still.
But that-
He need to have.
He might have a plan, it just ain't working.
Well, I need to know.
Can you help him
I
with
need
it?
to know. How can I help him with
What
it? How?
you keep saying how? Just like you research anything else that you want to help somebody with, and say, bro.
But I got all my own life going.
Y'all
He got-
I got all my own life going.
partnership. Like,
It can be
if
if
you
I
can-
agree to that, which I don't. But I got all my own life
I ain't
going.
fucking with you, dude.
I'm just saying.
I ain't fucking. Go ahead, Kurt. Get your shit down, bro.
But you
That's
gotta
hard.
account for yours. That's what you're saying. But you also gotta account for his life.
I
That's what I'm
wouldn't.
saying.
If I accept it, I do. I do have to
But
account for his
if
life.
he accepts you,
If y'all, that don't mean we gotta be together.
No.
We
I'm
both have to
saying
accept
that.
each other.
Right.
But I don't know that I can accept a person saying, I just like playing games all day and I want to make it big, but I don't know what to do. Bitch, you 38. The same research you think I'm supposed to do, why the fuck you ain't doing it? You the one who like the games.
So what if somebody meets you and they really like you, D, and they find out you doing this podcast? What the fuck? You doing a podcast? Oh, that's a thumb down from hell no.
That's their decision. The podcast is not who Deidre is. So if you base whether or not you're gonna deal with me on me doing this, I don't care. I already lost. I'm not for you. That's it. I'm
If
not
he
for
can
you.
change his mind, he might like, oh,
It's
shit.
not my desire to change nobody's mind.
No.
We
I'm
gonna have a
saying you
conversation,
gotta
right?
Change his mind. I'm saying I
The
think know you
podcast
for a
gonna come
while.
up. That's part of what I do, but that's not who I am. So either if you like me, you're not gonna like me for doing this, and you're not gonna dislike me for doing this. You're gonna like me because of my hustle, how I look, how I smell, how I fuck, how I cook, how I clean, how I take care of my kids. All of that's gonna come first, even before this podcast.
So when you talk about gaming, what you gonna like before then?
All those things I just named. Possible. All those things I just named.
So
Possible.
you can't just look at the gaming then.
If that is the key in that man's life, we already too far gone. If he's saying this is what I do, and then y'all ain't saying the nigga got another job, y'all just saying he's trying to figure out how to make this
That's
income.
part of it.
No,
That's part of it,
no.
though.
Okay, well let
This
that
is
be
part
part
of
of
you.
someone else.
This is part of you, but it's not what it's not. It don't
I
make
can't
you
fuck
right.
with that. It is, but I got stable employment. I got stable employment that I've been having for years, nigga. You gonna come and tell me at 38 I'm on the game?
Background check.
I do background checks on most people, just FYI.
I mean, my opinion on it is just like,
What the fuck you just? Go ahead, my bad.
If they gonna be in my
No,
house,
go ahead,
What
Curse.
she say?
Do your thing, Curse.
nah, I was just gonna say that, you know, personally, what I feel like, I agree. I totally agree with literally everything D said. I think majority of you niggas aren't capable of being submitted to. Personally.
I guess that's the perfect way to sum it up. If you want submission, demonstrate the
That's just-
ability to handle said submission.
What makes a woman? So what makes you able for a woman to submit to you then? Since you say that.
Yeah.
I mean, I said it based off of just this is how I look at it. I think most African American women, I think that they be gainfully employed, they be taking care of their kids, they have some type of values or moral system. You know what I'm saying?
You think?
Maybe based on his experience with women, maybe.
Yeah, you know, I believe that.
Based on what you
And if I was to take a large group of African American men, I don't think we can match it. Personally.
So you never met no lazy.
I don't think he's saying never. No, I don't think he's saying never.
I'm just taking the majority of African American men. I do not think they are
pretty much our dating pool is slim.
Yeah, exactly.
For I think people of our own.
Yeah, I think even on as simple as this, even if you take white people, Chinese people, Mexican people, right? Mm-hmm. They do date what they are around or education level. If a Mexican have a master's degree, shit, sometimes the husband got a master's degree. You know what I mean? With African American women, it's a lot of black women who have master's degrees, and there's a lot of niggas who don't. So their dating pool is slim. It's a lot of black women who have great jobs, and there's a lot of niggas who don't. I mean,
I think it also speaks to what we talked about earlier about how you were brought up.
Yeah,
what you seen,
and I personally just think that it's harder for African American women to submit to men who are not in their same bracket, bro.
You don't want to.
Yeah,
but you the same nigga that rock with Kevin Samuels.
You don't want to do it down.
I totally do.
No,
I mean, because like Kevin Samuels is saying the same shit. In my opinion, y'all haven't heard Kevin Samuels get on the niggas. It's way worse than what he say to black females.
But
way worse. But what I'm saying is that that's why he be saying that to black women, because he be like, hey, listen, you gonna have to date down.
So you don't think? I mean, I understand go from your experience, but you think if you get a group of black women and you get a group of black men, the black women gonna overpower the men?
They gonna have
on paper, probably.
Yes, hell yeah,
on paper,
without a doubt.
On paper, probably.
Yeah, without a doubt.
I don't think so.
I do. On paper, probably.
What's I don't
even say overpower.
Education level,
education
job level,
been to jail or not, multiple kids or not, all of that. I think women will outrank dudes in two groups.
Yeah, without a doubt.
Black women will outrank black dudes.
Without a doubt.
It's unfortunate, but I believe that to be true.
So when in your opinion, you guys' opinion, when a couple gets together, what a woman supposed to bring to the table for a man? A black woman supposed to bring to the table for a black man?
To me, she's supposed to bring the same things that he can bring. To me, I don't want to be less than or above. I want us to be equally yoked. So if you bring in your income, your spirituality, your consistency, your time, I'm bringing the same shit.
What's the percentage of you meeting somebody that's equally on you?
That's the point we making.
Slim to none.
That's the point we making.
But that's male or female. What's the chance of a successful man meeting a successful black woman?
I think the chances are there.
What I see is shit like I see like out here like like that shit goes both fucking ways.
Both ways. So what's the remedy then? We can argue the point. What's the remedy? What do you do about it?
To me, it's about lifting each other up. If I'm up here and you down here, but I fuck with you,
I'm gonna try to get you up here with me. Like if I really fuck with you.
Yeah.
Some of us have tried that. Okay.
But that's the problem.
Some people try it and try again.
Exactly.
But how do you determine it's the wrong person on site? But for exactly what you said earlier, you stick with it. You listen to what he's saying. You try to encourage it. Once you try that one time and it crashes and burns miserably, the likelihood of you doing that again as an intelligent person cuts in half, cuts in a quarter.
But you also, let's say when you go around the second time, and if you go the second time, the difference is the second time you don't stick around that long. You see it ain't working. Now some in your head like, okay, I've been through this before. Let me stop before I get in too deep and it hurts me in the end.
That's exactly what you do.
I'm saying, but you still get that person a chance to prove otherwise.
Not really. Certain people you're not gonna give a chance just based off that. I'm not gonna meet a similar person who. That's why my verbiage now is, if you ain't doing what I'm doing, it better. I can't fuck with it like that. Now I don't know. We finna be married. We finna merge our lives. If we fucking, I can fuck who I want to fuck. I get what you got. That's what I'm saying.
Yeah, me too. I'm just saying as far as like.
I think both groups need. I just think because you can meet a female that's down on her shit, and you like, bro, she got some potential. She want to do this.
Yeah.
She probably don't. So you know what? I'm gonna help. Even though I'm on this level and I got the money I'm gonna try to help her out.
Exactly.
Get to where she want to do. Get to what she want to do.
I agree with that too. Yeah. I agree with that.
But it's not be judging off your ex to put on a new man. You can't do that.
No, because I've dated since my ex. I've dated people who were, I would say, matching my energy or not. We didn't work because of other characteristic flaws. Like we just didn't see eye to eye. So just because a person come and be equal on my level as far as I'm concerned, it still don't mean we're gonna be successful because you got to work around that stuff. But there is a starting point though. If I'm not willing to start at 0 again, I've already been there. Okay. So I need to be able to start at 50. I can't start at 100 because I'm still living and learning.
Well, you keep saying equal then. So but if you can start at 50, that means you at 100 then, or you ain't at no 50.
Me? I am.
You ain't in no 50, bro.
I am. I'm still living.
I guess that's perception, because you got a house, you got a career. You ain't in no 50. If you at a 50, you talking about a 25 then. You ain't on your level.
But even if he's not, let's say he wasn't, right?
Okay.
Nobody. I decided, yes, that I want to buy a house. Yes, I have a car. Da da da. Okay, if he have a car, say he live with his mama, right? He live with his mama, but he say, D, listen, yeah, I live with my mama. That is what it is, because this is what I'm trying to do, right? I'm trying to say, even if he said that, even if he said that, that's okay. That's okay.
No doubt.
What are you doing to be said gamer? If he like, I don't even know shit about the game. Okay, I'm on these websites. I'm on this. I'm already starting. I posted all this whatever. If you have a plan that sounds reasonable, that's better to me than just saying, I'm 30. I just want to be a gamer. The fuck you mean? What do you mean?
But see, I know women.
There has to be a plan. That's what I'm saying. There gotta be a plan.
I agree with that.
I agree with that too.
I agree with that.
So if you like a man, most women, they kind of start liking what they man. Like for instance, I like football, right? My favorite team, the Raiders. It ain't no girl I ever met that like the Raiders, so they start fucking with me. And then when I'm talking to her about it, now they been with me for a while, they asking me stuff about the Raiders. Or they win it, y'all won today, they talk shit. They understand though.
Why is that?
But it wasn't like that at the beginning.
Why is that?
Why is what?
Why are they doing that?
Because it's me.
Literally, that's the only reason. She bought into you. She bought into you.
So that's the same thing about gaming.
That's not the same thing. That don't have. We talk about a career. You watching football is not how you gonna make money.
I'm just saying in general.
But you can't put the two together. Like the way my mind is working, the way y'all pose the question is, if he wants to be a gamer, you don't want to be a person who make money watching football. She want to spend time with her man, so of course, this is what keeps his interest. Let me sit next to you. Let me act like I understand what the fuck is going on.
Okay, I see.
But if this man is literally saying, D,
I guess it would.
D, I want to be a gamer. Hey, nigga.
Well, we disagree on this.
What are you doing?
We all agree on that. Both sexes should have a plan. If they,
that's my problem.
They should have a plan. But then I guess we disagree on that it's more women that are like that man. Like if you put that's what we disagree on.
But
like I don't agree with that. Like, I think there's a lot of dudes out here, bro. Like dudes, like I'm pretty sure it's a lot of dudes out here that's like you, like me, that go to work and try to take care of our shit.
Exactly, yeah.
But females fall for that other nigga because they flashy and this and that and the third, and they fall for that nigga.
And that's their fault.
And when it's not working out, they blame every other man. All men like that. That's why I think that's you know what I'm saying? Like that's what I think, you know what I'm saying? Like
well, personally,
I don't think that, but
I mean, I just,
if that's the case, I never
he explained exactly what I was thinking.
I just
you know what I'm saying? Like you pick one bad apple, you bite it and the bitch mushy, you like, okay, I can't eat apples never again. Like I don't know that we doing that.
I'm not saying, I'm just saying like I hear a lot of females say like, all niggas ain't shit, but I hear a lot of dudes say, all bitches ain't. Like I hear that
because you picking niggas and bitches. You not picking a man or a woman.
Exactly, but then when you run into a man that's a man, he might be like that nigga. He might be just similar to that nigga or that bitch that you was fucking with, and you put him in that category, but he's not. He's not like that at all. But you put him in that category because from past experience. So yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like
that's why I was saying you bringing your ex onto your new person. That's why.
Most females and most men. I hear that shit a lot. You know what I'm saying? A lot. You know what I mean? Like, hey, like
all I can say is for black women, good luck.
Nah, for real. Straight up.
Really?
Straight up.
Good luck.
Me, Kilo, bro.
Like y'all have met me. Y'all know me.
Yeah.
You flat out before said you ain't gonna. The way you think, the way you talk, the way you act. you ain't gonna have nobody. Like that perception right there is damaging.
Oh, he said that?
Yes.
I mean,
But to me, that was based on the fact that he felt that I had unrealistic expectations.
No.
So that really dictates what I'm going to go against what you just said.
No. The point that I'm making is that I don't think it's nobody credible to date you.
Yeah, I think it is. Thank you for that. I think it is.
That's what I think.
I'm sure it is. I'm sure it's somebody who's credible. He don't have to. Okay, so I'm not saying the dude that they has to drive a certain kind of car. He has to already have a house built. He has to have been on his job. His resume don't have to match mine verbatim. But I just need to see that there is a willingness, first of all, to progress. Okay. There's a willingness for you to go get it, and then go get it with me.
Okay, there's a thing called game too, right? Running game. So that doesn't mean he actually telling the truth.
But when you spend time with people, you get
you was right.
You get to learn.
But as you know, when you run game, your point is to make them think something that you're not, or that you're trying to get close to them.
But if you are an intelligent person, like after a while that run out. Especially if you have life experience.
I used to think that about certain people, but if you like somebody, you like them. You gon' if you like somebody, you gonna deal with whatever. you're gonna deal with whatever when it comes to that person.
Why do you think so? Why do you think that? Why do you think that?
Because I done seen all ages when you like somebody in love, that overpowers on what you think when you know what you're supposed to be doing versus what you actually are doing.
I don't know about that. Not in life. In love, maybe. In love, maybe you do that.
Yeah,
I in life,
not in life.
I don't know.
I'm not saying in like. But if you like that person at the beginning, you gonna buy into what he's selling you.
No. Some people might. Some people might not. I'm not buying into shit.
So what if you meet somebody with some of the stuff you like?
That's bogus. No, you do. You gonna buy into that's why you like him.
Exactly.
He can be selling you bullshit.
No.
Yeah,
he could be selling you bullshit.
It is my job to discern to the
best of my ability. But that doesn't mean you don't know that though.
It's my job to discern to the best of my ability whether or not I want to buy what the fuck you selling. Some shit just sound too good to be true. And what come out your mouth, if you can't back that up, if I can't see it or I can't assess it.
But with all of us in the room, we can see like Pat, but like some shit, we can fall for some shit. Don't get it twisted.
Yeah.
Like we can fall for some shit. Like we can fall for some shit. Like
what's the likelihood though? At this age that we are, with the life experience that we have acquired up until this point, what is the likelihood that you're gonna fall for a totally fugazi situation?
It ain't necessarily gotta be fugazi.
Yeah, it can happen, right?
Yeah, you can't put nothing past nobody.
Yeah. Because I think when you go into something like, you go into something with good intentions. If you somebody,
right,
and then you know what I'm saying. But some like, but you go into, but like then you get into this relationship, and after.
But why would you agree to get into the relationship? Because you don't know what you know.
Because
you don't know the facts.
But you don't know. But you don't have when you get into a relationship. When you start a relationship with them, you don't know if they telling you the truth or not.
That's why you're not supposed to just jump in one.
But you ain't necessarily at least gotta jump in.
I'm saying that it's gonna be a sin, but y'all still building like a relationship. Y'all still like, you know what I'm saying? Like,
so then how long do it take for you?
I don't know.
Generally speaking, not you.
How long you ain't never met nobody that just?
That's what I'm saying.
I'm not saying to you,
have I ever what?
Not necessarily to you, but you ain't never seen anybody that ran game for more than a couple months.
And you like, man, this nigga's on some bullshit. Come on now.
And I liked him and wanted to be in a relationship.
At the beginning, but then you figure out like this nigga on some bullshit.
I don't think when you meet a person that you instantly like them. I don't believe that. I believe if I seen you somewhere and I was interested in how you look and what you said, that don't equal I like you. I mean, I'm curious about you. And I want to see what could happen. In order for me to get to like what you selling me, gotta be what y'all saying selling. It gotta be reasonable enough for me. My assessment is gonna be based on all the things I see.
You don't think you can fall for that?
Fall for what?
Anything.
Like being curious and y'all go out on a couple of dates and he feeding you this fugazi. You're like, oh, I kind of like this nigga.
Picking you up in his friend car, dressing.
You think it's his shit. Like, you don't know. Like, then you find out, you like, this nigga on some more shit.
I legit just told you. I am not like the average girl. First of all,
I guess we talking to general girls.
Well, I don't know then, because that's a hard spot. Because I'm checking license plate. Now I'm checking everything before I even get in your car. I don't bring your license plate, so I know who name coming up. Is it your mama name? And then I might pose a question.
Hold on. Do you think that's cool?
I know it is. It's
That's
for me.
real though.
Huh?
It's for me to be safe.
But I'm saying,
It's for me to be safe because you could be giving me 4 days
But would you tell him that? Hey, I ran your...
Later I was.
And you don't think that'll fuck somebody
I
else?
don't care what it
Listen,
is.
hold on. Hold on, dude.
Come on,
D, the same
Black woman for you, bro.
Come on, bro.
same way you say you'll tell him later.
What?
He can tell you later that he was lying about certain shit.
But that's not a lie.
No.
you
I'm
can't
not saying
put it to
what you did is a lie.
Right.
I'm talking about with him running game on you.
I don't need
How
you.
is that distrust?
Cause you went and then you telling me that. Like, why you just want to tell me that I ran?
But look at the example y'all gave. He picking you up in your homeboy car.
I understand it, but like, why wouldn't you tell? Hey, bro, I noticed you picked me up in your homeboy car because I ran a background check on you.
How the fuck do I know who the homeboy is?
You see the car in this fucking name, and it
It
ain't.
could be his dad. It could be his uncle.
It ain't his, and he portrayed it as his.
How?
You did until you ran the fucking background check. You wouldn't know.
I'm doing it every time. I don't care. I don't care how it make nobody feel at the end of the day because people lie about all types of things.
Right.
So I have kids, 2 kids. The likelihood of a man being honest about being a sex offender registrant is low. I have a 6-year-old girl. So I say, oh, we hanging out. He say, okay, after a while, I want to come to your house. Yeah, I'm finna know about you.
No, I agree with that running, but like, what you talking about? You saying like a nigga with a car, and then you run the back.
But
That's what you run the back.
I'm finna get. If I agree to get in a car, Viber, if I get in his car, first of all, I need to know your shit gonna be straight. I need to know what your criminal background is because that's how a lot of us get put in situations that we just wasn't even. Oh, I didn't know.
Okay.
You're not gonna catch this nigga to not know.
I can agree with that. I guess
That makes
I
me feel
fucks with
safe.
that.
I understand the part about me telling him right away saying, hey, I'm going to check your license plate. 9 times out of 10, I got a couple friends who used to come to my house in Houston. I flat out told them, any motherfucker who come in here, you getting your shit ring. Now, if you want to continue coming in here, that's your business.
That's upfront to me. I can deal with that.
But that wasn't on no like we dating or we about to be in a relationship. That was just like, y'all my homeboys, y'all want to come kick it? It's no problem. It's kids here though. My niece was there at the time. You know what I'm saying? My brothers and
sisters. I guess when it comes to kids, I guess, and plus the work that you in, you know what I'm saying? I can understand. I can guess the way from what you do in your career, that makes a lot of sense.
So I gotta be safe. Like I can't just be letting even myself though. Even myself. Like bitches come up missing all the time because you trusted a man. And it's like, okay, well who? His name is Vibrant. No, he's 6 foot. They be like, well, he ain't even got no red car registered to him. Oh no, man, he done raped me and dropped me off.
Just growing up with my mom, bro. The stuff that D talk about, my mama knows niggas' social security numbers.
I mean, that's a female tactic.
And that's I already respect that.
V saying it's not off the wall for a female, but what I'm saying is, I think what V trying to say too is that you still can get got. You still can get gang raised on you without what you doing.
With all these scammers and shit.
That's all I'm saying.
But we're not talking about that. The point is whether or not you can fall for that. What does falling for game look like? Yeah, you can lie from the day I meet you, right? You can, absolutely. And some of the lies might be believable from the day I meet you. That's fine. The way my brain's set up, I'm researching though. So it's only so far that these lies finna go. That's my thing. That's why I'm checking stuff.
What if he is lying, but you can't catch his lie?
You can't catch it.
But I don't even know that's a lie then. But that's a trick question. If I can't catch the lie, how do I know it's a lie?
That's my point. That's actually my point. You doing all this research.
I think it's only so far that anybody can carry any lie. It's only so far. Without building a lie on top of a lie on top of a lie. And you gotta remember these lies because the way my brain set up, I remember your lies.
I agree with that.
So when you say something that sounds different from what you said the first time,
as far as you researching. That's what I'm saying.
I don't get it. Ask the question in a different way.
Like, let's say you did find out driving somebody a car, but he gave you a good explanation.
That's not a lie then, right? Or you saying the explanation is a lie?
It could be a lie or it can just be bullshit.
If you can prove it, it's not. I don't know that it's a lie. If I say this car is registered to, your car is registered to a Timothy Anderson. Who is that? Because that's not your name, so who is it?
I changed my name, bro.
Lie. I don't know. What you changed your name for? What you running from? I got all the questions.
I got a crazy ass female that I don't want her knowing where the fuck I am. This bitch is crazy. Like, I had to change my name to get away from this bitch. Is that a lie?
Boy, if I bought this car.
Nigga, you play too much.
I bought this car cash, and it's still in his name. And I ain't had the chance to change it because I'm still getting all the stuff together.
Man, y'all is funny.
You hear me?
I'm just fucking with these. She getting heated.
Did you hear what I
I'm
said?
not. No, I'm not. I'm trying to think of a way to answer his question.
You hear what I said?
Yeah, you haven't had a time.
I ain't
a way
had time to
change
change the titles and stuff because the dude been busy. We ain't had get on the same time yet.
Okay.
But it says his name, who I bought the car from, but it is mine.
Okay. That's what I was saying. Okay. No, what's
Then-
next?
Ain't nothing else. We done with the car.
But the way my brain is working, I'm just gonna remember that. Because it's gonna be a time that
gonna
that
bring
come
it
up
back
again.
up.
Okay, and so your car
get run game be like knowing that too.
a lot of motherfuckers don't. Because you run a game because you think I'm not gonna be paying attention. You think I'm not gonna catch you in your shit. That's why you do it, and that's why you continue to do it. When I say, okay,
I agree with that. I agree with that.
and you'll be like, oh, she fell for a hook, line, and sinker. But my shit is calculating. I got notepad in my phone. Y'all don't understand.
No, but I know.
But look, I respect it though.
But it's not. But it's not to make you a liar. It's not to make you a bad guy. It's to keep me safe.
That's
That
what I
is
get it. And I understand
So
if that's your
That's the
mindset,
only
I
thing.
understand.
Yeah.
So when
I
it comes down
understand that
to
shit.
black women not being submissive, it's basically going off of what they past experience been.
No, that's not it. Because if y'all trying to say, oh, what if he run a game? Da, da, da. Give me a pristine or close to pristine nigga, and I can submit. If he not trying to run no game, if the car is his, y'all not giving those examples. Y'all saying the wrong, like he can still be shady. Like
Nigga,
I
I'm just saying that with you because your list is, you know what I'm saying, your list is prestigious.
my list is not. You just gotta have some shit going for yourself. Give me something to work with. I can work. It's fine to work with somebody.
I fell off D.
But give me some.
Look, I fell off D. I got into some shit. Now listen.
Yeah.
I fell off D. I got into some shit, but I got me a good job.
Yeah.
Right now I gotta stay with my mama because of this shit happening.
Okay.
I got me a car. You know, I just got me a car.
Okay.
I'm working myself back. You still gonna fuck with me?
I think you can rock with that.
Yes, I
Because
can.
to me, that sounds like you trying to do something. Like,
That's
and
my
I know what you saying. Like if you ain't just doing nothing, bro, you just lying off the
And
rip.
what I just said, you gonna research,
I know
right?
what you
Why would
saying.
somebody?
I know
What I
what
just
you
said, you gonna research that? With everything I just said?
I am going to research if you pick me up for a date in your car, as I've already said. I am going to check your background, as I've already said.
okay.
But if you're telling me this, I think I have a good radar. It's not great, but I have a good radar. So if my gut, there is women's intuition, you know that. If my gut say, watch this nigga, I might not say anything about what you said. Okay, we're gonna hang out, we're gonna keep going. But I'm tallying. He told
Mental
me.
notes.
He told me X, Y. It ain't even mental. I'm telling. I gotta check
You
it.
think guys do that with women?
No. Not enough. If
We're
they
not
do do it.
that.
Yeah, we do.
We're not
I
that.
do.
Not
That's
enough.
why I didn't get. That's
No,
why I ain't
no,
have a kid till later on.
Yeah.
Like,
Same,
cause
we
bro,
do.
I
like,
think more.
like me, bro. Like, nah. I make sure, like, nah, because I don't want that. I don't want that drama. And I don't want all that shit. So
Well, for me, like,
man, dude.
I think you do just the way you pick your feet. You know what I'm saying? Like,
I
you
would
made
say-
sure, like.
I just think one sex more than the other.
Okay, yeah, I agree with
That's
that.
what I'm-
Okay, I
that's
agree
what I'm
with
trying
that.
to
I agree
say.
with that.
More than
like,
I agree with that.
like I can say for me, like, as far as like,
Cause y'all be doing shit that make people make
But
us
we
not
do
trust you.
I think we do it differently from y'all.
Yeah.
But I think we do
I
it.
would say, 'cause,
we
like,
do it differently.
off the rip with me, like, it's conversation. So, like for instance, like I always say, the minute you call me a bitch ass nigga, you terminated me. You done.
Pink slip again.
You know what I mean? Pink slip. So,
Let that shit be no, hey, don't do that
yeah,
shit.
you know what I'm saying? Just certain
But is
things.
that only because you're not willing to engage
Well,
with either?
I look
Like, don't call me that, 'cause I'm not calling you that. That's what I'm
That's
on.
how I feel too. I
That
feel that type
too,
shit.
Yeah.
but I also take into account when you think about dating a woman or being in a
That's
relationship,
emasculating as heck.
you won't want to take her around your mother or your family and y'all get the argument, she get to call you a bitch ass nigga and you being disrespected in front of everybody. You know
But what does that have to do? But what about she just disrespecting you? So what if she say, Eric, I'm gonna call you a bitch ass nigga, but only when we argue at home. I won't do it around your mom.
Would you? Okay, is it an automatic? If y'all argue, like you meet a chick and y'all get to and she
The game.
bitch ass nigga,
Yeah.
it's just done.
Yeah.
Would you not? Would you not say? Would you not say like, hey, don't call me that no more, we done.
I say that.
You get a chance.
I say
okay,
like, listen,
okay.
you know, I wouldn't call you that. You
So
know,
don't call-
I
don't play
those
me
type
like
of
that.
games. you know what I'm saying?
Why that word hurt bother you so much?
I mean, like I said, it's like it's super disrespectful. How can a woman honestly say she like me or even consider to love me, and you call me a bitch ass nigga? So you love
for me, but for me that's a.
You just mad as shit. What if you acting like a bitch ass nigga?
That's a demonstration.
You acting like one? She like this nigga acting like a bitch ass nigga right now.
But you still need to be able to articulate that.
I know. I'm just fucking. I'm fucking around.
For me, it's respect.
Saying, though.
Yeah, that's what it have to do with. It have to do with respect.
Yeah.
Like for me, I don't think you can have love without respect.
That's the point.
There you go.
Yeah, so you can't go forward with some woman calling you a bitch ass like that. Just
I guess I was just you ain't just finna terminate out.
Yeah.
You gonna let her know like
I
don't rock like that.
Yeah, but I mean it's just it's certain things even in
But see, if a nigga said that to me, if a man was like, bitch you I would be more inclined to terminate than not. Because what made you that comfortable?
Exactly.
Who have you dealt with before that would allow certain things like that? That's giving me an idea of the standard that you used to. So now I'm like, I don't even know that I would take the time to be like, hey, I don't deal with that. Because it's obvious when you say that, your respect is diminished for me. Because if you respect me, it's certain things you're not gonna say. You would say, hey, D, you tripping. Like your attitude foul, like you tripping. I can accept that.
That kind of goes to still like how you was raised and who you was around.
Exactly.
Like, so you can change that behavior from somebody like, bro, like that ain't cool to be talking to people or communicating with people like that, bro. Like if you love somebody, you shouldn't be disrespecting me like that.
That's why
I feel that as a teaching point.
There you go. I don't think I would just terminate, but if that shit consistently happen, nah, bro. Like twice, and I told you once, like, hey, bro, I don't rock like that, don't do this, that, and it happened again, like we done. But like, I feel some people don't know, you know, because we raised differently. Like, I saw my mama talk to like, I saw my daddy talk like that, and they still fuck with each other. And that's just how I saw, like, you know what I'm saying? That's how I fucking communicate.
And I just said I didn't grow up like that.
Exactly.
What makes me feel a way about that though is if this is a person who won't accept being called that, right? I can't buy that excuse because you know it's wrong. If you the whole this how I rated it. So if you say if we just talking and you be like, hey, bitch, you I'm like.
But that's why you let them know, like I don't like that.
But what I'm saying is, in the same conversation or in the same setting, just say if we're sitting here and he say, bitch, so, but you say to him, say, bitch, that nigga, and he blow up. I'm like, so you know that's wrong then. You know it's wrong.
No, I agree with that. No, I agree with that shit. No, I agree with that.
That's what I'm saying. In that situation, I'm like, nah, wait a minute. You know better than that.
Yeah, because this nigga, like, nah, bro.
So you doing it to me because you feel like you can do it.
No, I agree with that.
And I think it's multiple things that you can pick up in a conversation from a woman that you'll be like, oh yeah, I can't really rock with that. You know what I'm saying? You'll slowly kind of maneuver your way away from that. You know what I mean?
So what if I came in here with a 211 smoking a black and mild? What would you say?
Oh, fuck, cause I smoke squares.
Yeah.
Smoke your black.
Deidre.
Smoke your, I'm not, you might be going through shit where you need a black.
No, I don't think so. I think you'd be like, what the fuck wrong with you, my nigga? What's going on?
I wouldn't.
But would it be odd is my point.
Oh, it would, cause you don't smoke black. But
yes.
I would, in my mind, something going on.
Exactly.
Like something going on, because she don't smoke blacks, my nigga.
Like, but I think that's to your point. Like, you can pick up certain things, like.
But that wouldn't be like.
That would make you question me, though.
But it wouldn't make.
That's because we know you. That's different.
Even if you.
That's true.
Because I would think something is like, because you don't smoke black. But if you just came.
And a beer. I came here with a beer and a black. Like, bro.
What's going on here? Like, something going on. What's going on?
I mean, like I said, it's like conversation for me. And certain things for me is like a no. You know what I mean? And even like I have my mom and sister, and they talk about different things. And for me,
what are some deal breakers for you? Okay, so this is, I mean, just generally speaking, you have a fiance, you're already in a situation, but just saying, if that were not the case, not to be disrespectful to your situation, but if it were not the case that you were there, what types of things would you say, oh no, that's a no for me? Basically, like if we're conversing.
That would be one, if for example, if I'm not looking for a relationship and you looking for a relationship, I
A lot of dudes is not like that. That's
Like what?
They don't tell the truth about that part.
Yeah.
A lot of women don't tell the truth about that. I think that's why we get our wires
We're
crossed too.
looking for like, you gotta be honest. I tell Trey, I was like, be honest with me.
Yeah,
Like, if
you
you're not
gotta
looking for, tell the female,
I don't
bro.
got like mom.
I'm not. I'm just here to like. I'm on the smash, and I'm fucking like you. I think if you do that up front, bro, the female or the male respect you.
I mean, 'cause-
a lot more.
But some of us get the notion that we can change that, and
Exactly.
that's a fault that we carry. Some of us get the notion like you tell me that, I'm like, yeah, that's what he's saying. Wait till I do.
Wait till I put this on in my little box.
And then he gonna be loving me, and then he be like, nah, bitch, I don't really love you. I already told you. You be like, oh no, all niggas ain't shit. Oh my god, they're terrible.
Nah, but
That's how most situations go.
But I can say personally, I got the game from my mom though. You know what I mean? Because my mom would tell me straight up off the rip, be honest with a woman. You know what I'm saying? Sometimes I can be
firm.
Yeah, and I can be quite firm. Like I be honest. I try my best to be as honest, even if you don't like it, and you can take whatever that is and go with it.
So then what's the?
I'm sorry. I got.
Oh yeah.
You just sneezed, right?
Yes.
And nobody said bless you.
Oh no.
Look, no, hold on. No.
I
Look,
said bless me.
Look. I looked up on the internet and I asked people, why do we say bless you?
Because your heart supposedly stops when you sneeze.
Do you know that?
Mm-mm.
So you just going out with somebody like, why do we say it?
Yeah.
I don't say it no more. Eric be looking at me like, I'm like, no. I was like, somebody can tell me why we say somebody just a good gesture. I was like, fuck, what you mean? Like,
I think it's because
like, why do we say it? Why? If nobody can explain to me why we do this shit, why are we doing it?
I think because your heart stops. You're not breathing.
But you said you're not giving me.
Are you breathing when you sneeze?
I don't know. I have no fucking clue.
You do know.
I don't. But I'm saying I don't know. I don't know if like my heart stopped. I don't know. Like, why?
What does research say? What is literature on the facts?
I can't really find.
No, you know it's funny you say that because my girl always sneeze and I never say bless you. She be like, you never say that.
I'm sorry for going off topic, yeah, but that's what I said. And I didn't even think I was rude. I was trying to explain myself. She be like, you know what, nigga just say bless you.
I said bless myself.
Gotcha.
My girl always
I say it quietly. Bless you.
My son said that.
I don't know. Like, I guess I just heard other people saying it. Like, I was like, nah, I didn't know why we say this shit.
You're researching? Key, you got your phone here? Can you do the research on saying get zone tight?
Why do we say this shit? Like,
oh, I'm gonna break out my phone. Okay, what were you talking about?
Yeah,
you took us on a detour.
But that's just my point of view of it.
So just submissive. It's just black women not being submissive can be basically many things, right?
I think.
Yes.
I think that is a general statement, right? First of all, and I think it's applied to black women to make us really seem really difficult and really aggressive and really mean. I think the majority of us are not really like that. We just want somebody who's going like be a stand-up guy and hold the situation down and really have a plan to progress. Yes. Why are you raising your hand, bro?
I don't know.
Oh my God.
Check this out. Okay. What about when a woman say, whoever they dating at the time, I guess they're not being manly enough. They're not putting their foot down, and I guess they can run over them or something like that. They don't like that. But then they get with a man that is more man or whatever, putting their foot down, but not in the way they thought that what they wanted, and they actually getting mentally abused.
Putting your foot down shouldn't equal mental.
You know what I'm saying? I didn't hear women say that. I didn't hear women talk about that.
Well, they need to get their picker in order because you putting your foot down does not equal you abusing me in any facet.
That shit go all.
No, I'm not saying abuse. Like, you know, you gotta
know what your woman wants. Like, you gotta know what your man wants. Like, you gotta know what that means. Actually, you can't just take advantage of that shit. Y'all want you to be manly and do this and be like, bitch, go do this or bitch, go in there and cook me up. You can't be like that.
Personally, I think it's like I always have had an issue with that, especially with me being a man and what is masculinity, what is not masculinity.
Gotcha.
Who defines masculinity?
exactly.
You know what I mean? And I think that is kind of, because like for instance, I don't like to fix stuff. I don't like using tools.
Me either.
So I'm not masculine.
I'm not a handyman. I say that's not a handyman. I don't know, like,
you know.
I guess I didn't grow up in that environment where niggas was fixing shit with their hands and I'm my dad.
I don't know. I never really too much.
I tried.
Yeah, I never too much get too much into other people's definition of masculinity and what a man is and all that. I'd be like, shit, I know how to survive. I'm a man to me.
I just think that's funny because women can they can say that about us men, But many of the men say something they feel like a woman should do, we being sexist.
Even with the whole I don't fix things, that I don't know that would lend itself to being a man, because you can find a way to get it fixed. Mm-hmm. To me, that's what the man.
Yeah, exactly.
Like, I might not be able to do it, but I can call who I need to call, take care of the situation, and it's going to be working for you when you need it. Yeah. To me, that is a man.
And that's the point.
Whether or not you can fix it.
That's the point that I was making. That's the point that I was making. I know how to survive. I know how to pay my rent. I know how to, if my car break down, go get it fixed. I know how to do pretty much anything I need to survive, to take care of my son, to take care of my fiance. That's a man. You know what I mean?
Agree with that.
As far as
with respect, also with having love, with having respect, with having patience, because remember, the provision doesn't always equal, to me,
monetary.
Yeah, provision. What you can provide, it don't always equal man. Because like I explained earlier, you can give me money with this hand and beat me with this hand. Yeah. You can give me money with this hand and call your side piece with this hand. Like the hands need to work together for the. I mean,
I try to cook food on Sunday. You know what I'm saying? That's my time with the family. I try to, you know what I mean? It's different.
Women appreciate that.
You know what I'm saying? It's different aspects of it that
I give women props for that shit. I was doing that shit for the last week.
Yeah.
My nigga. That shit is
I've been enjoying it. I've been enjoying it.
Yeah, do it Sunday. Do it every day.
Yeah.
Like, you be like, man, God damn. Shouts to you, sweetheart. Like,
and for a family of
that shit, bro. Oh my God. The other night I got kind of pissed off. Like, I was pissed off, but I was just like, I'm tired. Whatever. She was gone. She was out taking care of some shit, and I had to just figure it out. Like, I was like,
but you know
I really
what?
don't want to figure this shit out. Like,
I ain't gonna lie.
Come on and bring us some food. Like,
I ain't gonna lie. When a man get put in a woman's shoes, gotta do like what a woman do whatever, and you see what they go through. I ain't gonna lie. I had to do that at one point in my life, and it makes you get more respect.
More respect, bro.
Appreciate.
Like when y'all be getting a little mood swings and be mad. Nowadays, when they do that, you got the right to be mad.
Exactly, bro.
Thank you.
I understand.
You know what I'm saying? But as a man, like. I always say, just takes a person to get in your shoes.
There you go. There you
know what I'm saying? Sometimes at the beginning,
like I told y'all about the provisions. Like some men just be like, I work. After I pay all these bills, you straight. Like that's not what make me straight. Especially for me, a person to if I work as well. But okay, so we both work, but I'm expected to come here, cook, clean, sex, all the things like, and the only thing you do is work. I don't have an issue with that.
Yeah, no, I will too.
But I'm just saying,
can you back in there once in a while?
I ain't gonna lie, I've been that nigga before. My first, when I was with my baby mama, that was
whether or not you learn from it. Whether or not you learn, but that's what's important though. That's the important part. What did you take? You supposed to. I think as humans, we're all supposed to take something from every experience, especially something that's going to make us better.
Yeah.
If you went through something, just try to leave the bad shit over there and take something good away from that and carry it on. Right. The good things that I've taken from relationships is I have become a little more resilient. I have become a little bit less tolerant of stuff that don't feel right.
Right.
And I would ignore my own feeling or intuition for the sake of a relationship like y'all were talking about earlier. I would do that before. Today I don't do that anymore. I'm not willing to do that because it was costly.
Yeah.
And I'm putting myself in a position to win. So why would I make a decision that's going to potentially cause me to lose based on somebody else?
Like me, I try to
I might be single for
like growing up with a single mother.
Yeah, I did.
I might be single.
Nah, growing up with
Hey, I am single. Hey.
No.
Hey, I am 6'4" and I'm not dating anybody 5'2".
5'4".
Or 5'4", or 5'7". Like, let's get that on the record. Okay, sorry, go. You're my
But I can say, you know,
don't tell me nothing, please.
Nah, I can say, you know, I growing up with a single mother, you see all the things that she does, and I kind of try to take into consideration of, all right, if I'm gonna be with a woman, okay, let me try to take some of these things off of her, like cooking, like
thank you for that.
You know, taking the kids to school, picking them up, helping them with the homework.
That motivates us to do things. You might get the best blowjob you got because listen.
I've been a victim of that shit.
That's an honest.
I've been a victim of that. Like,
honestly, I have friends. If I feel like you appreciate the efforts that I make every day, so much so that you want to make an impact on them, baby, look, don't worry about it. I'm gonna go get these kids from school. I'm gonna stop and grab them something. You ain't even really gotta cook. Just chill. You wanna take a little bath or whatever you wanna do. That on that night, she's supercharged. She's like, oh, he saw me. He saw me.
Yeah.
Not that he looked at me.
Yeah.
He saw that I was tired. He saw that I needed a break. He understood the assignment. That's the thing.
It is funny though, cause like when I was doing it, you know what I'm saying?
I said I got better at that, way better.
It's funny because when I was doing it, like my mom would call me with my auntie, and they'd be like, "Oh, let me see how it look. Oh, you doing some grown man stuff over there," and it made me feel good. You know what I'm saying? Like I'd be like, "All right, I'm up."
It make her
But I
feel
guess
good too.
I like doing that shit.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah,
I
me too.
like-
To make her feel good.
to make her feel, but like, yeah, that is what. But then it goes to like, I think my kids need that. Like, they don't need her just doing like taking her to school. They need like they pops. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But take the kids away.
I mean that too.
So if it were no kids and it was just you and Erica,
Oh, it'd be, yeah.
you know what I'm saying?
Nah, I
Like
understand, okay.
you still should,
No doubt,
like,
no doubt.
you know,
No doubt.
yeah.
Yeah, I think.
But it is good to put them in there though, because they do need to see, like we were just talking about, the demonstration of like
There you go.
relationships and
There you go.
how you're supposed to work together with somebody, even when you're upset. Like, I asked my nephew the other day, "Do you love me?" He's like, "Yeah." And I was like, "What does that mean? What do it mean for you to tell me that you love me? What does that mean? What does it mean to you when I tell you I love you?" He's like, "It means that you want to see me do well and that you care about me." And I was like, okay, for me it means I'm willing to put you and what you need above me and what I need. That's how I know I love somebody.
Yeah, no doubt.
That's how I know I love somebody. When I'm willing to say, I could go do whatever the fuck I want to do with this money or whatever. But what I'm going to do is see what you need. Or what I'm going to do is see if you are okay or make sure of that. And that goes for the kids in my life. That goes for my friends. That could even go for a man. That would go for a man if I were in a relationship with him. Once I started to do that, that's why I'm like, oh, I probably am.
You know, something else you said earlier, you said it's not about like a monetary thing.
Yeah.
I don't see money as like that. I see money with a point or a vision behind it. So, for instance, if you were to take money and your son need cleats, right?
Mm-hmm.
Like you just said, you can literally do something else with your money.
Mm-hmm.
But you took your money and bought cleats.
No doubt.
So that's how I look at like money.
The gesture.
And, the point
Yeah.
is a point to it as opposed to just monetary. Then now I see money as a thing of using that means to an end. You know what I mean?
Well, money, in that regard, the money represents your intention.
Yeah.
I'm just saying, if the dude just say, I got this money, I pay all the bills, you should be happy. That ain't enough for me.
No.
Money don't mean
That's not
anything.
enough for me because I can pay all my own bills.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I appreciate that you want to do that.
So-
But then how else do
Like
you
if you
show
got
up for
kids, you
me?
should look like a dad. Like you
Yeah.
should be. If you fly as shit, your kids should be fly as shit. But
Facts.
if you fly as hell and your kids.
Facts. Looking bummy. Or look like
You should look like that. You should look like the kids, and the kids should look like.
Yeah.
I mean, you putting that shit like,
Yeah.
you know what I mean? Like, I don't know.
You want to pour into them. That's the point. You want to pour into them.
So what I'm getting out of this conversation about black women being submissive is it saying that like, only way y'all gonna be submissive if a black man allow you black women to be y'all and be more appreciative of y'all feelings and the stuff that y'all do as a woman.
I think that has something to do with it. I think what is going to allow us to be submissive is that we,
For
as
you,
women,
it's safe, right? It needs to be-
it's
need to be
safe.
safe.
I just need to feel safe. What's going to open up my vulnerability is that safety. And if I am vulnerable, I am submissive. If I'm willing to be vulnerable with you, I will submit. First of all, let me ask this question: what does submission look like? What are you asking for when you say, is a black woman submit? What should she be doing that will indicate she's
Less
submissive?
argumentative. That's basically what they mean.
So what do you mean by it though? What would you say? What does a woman being submissive look like to you? Because a lot of women, in my mind,
I like that challenge. Like, yeah, let's talk about it. You know what I'm saying? I like that. I don't want you to be quiet and you.
That's what I'm saying.
I don't like that
but what
like-
is it? What is submission?
Like for instance, like me different from Eric when he was like somebody say, you know, if you like he was like bitch ass nigga. That wouldn't offend me. The way I grew up around people, I know females that they can love you so hard, but if you make them mad, they will say something to eat at your motherfucking soul.
That's our female.
No, that's
Because
what
we
I'm
can't
saying.
beat you with our hands.
Right, but right.
Females know how to cut
That's
you
why
deep,
like
boy.
when they say that you can't
take it too personal.
But you still have to have boundaries.
You gotta have boundaries. Don't get me wrong. And respect, that's still a big thing. But
And
it's
agreements.
like, huh?
And agreements.
And agreements, but it's
Like
but
if
it's
we
just,
agree when we fight that that's not gonna happen, and you
but
do
like,
it.
like for instance, if that happened to Eric, whatever, if he wasn't engaged, and he run to that type of female, if like you just said she probably been comfortable in the past or went through something like that, you just gotta make her like, hey, that's not cool, but we gonna work on it. You know what I'm saying? That's how I feel like with anything.
And then if she's called you that one more time,
I mean,
right after that,
if she keep going, of course she walk out.
no, I'm saying even in that,
like,
you like,
bitch ass nigga.
yeah,
Bitch ass.
I'm gonna tell you what happened.
we done.
I tell you
done.
I tell you an example of what happened. A girl called me a bitch ass.
That's why I don't. You like that shit. It happened before.
Yeah, she called me a bitch ass nigga. And it wasn't even like, oh no, I knew her, I went to high school with her, so I know how the type of niggas she like, they play like that.
Mm-hmm.
So I was just saying like, hey, I don't play like that. And she was just like, you old bitch ass nigga. I hung up. Done deal. No.
She like, that nigga, I was just playing with you.
Yeah.
Hold on,
I said don't play with me like that.
Yeah, you know what I mean?
Well, you gotta respect people's boundaries.
no doubt.
You know what
But
I'm
I just need to know what submission look like.
Oh, but
What is it supposed to look like?
I think,
I'm asking
yeah.
from y'all.
For me, I think
Individual
submission can be something that's simple shit, bro. Like
I think it's different.
basic, like cook some food, bring me the plate. That I feel like that's some sort of submission.
Nah, that is you right for a man.
You know what I mean?
That.
That's some sort of
I like that.
submission. It's
So
some,
then when you cook food, do you bring me my plate?
yeah,
Work both ways.
So that's equal.
yeah.
Okay.
You something like that.
So what you expecting of me, you're also willing to get.
Yeah.
My family used to get, they used to get mad as hell. When we went to a family reunion in Chicago, Eric over there making my plate, she bring it to me. Why you bring that nigga here like get his ass up? She looking like,
That's like we don't have those.
I mean, so I'm just saying, it's. I don't think submission is like
I don't
a.
make her do that, you know what I'm saying? It's just what she
But
does.
the sad part about it is that the person who would say that don't understand probably for her the joy that it gives her.
Exactly, and that's what she said. She said it brings me joy to.
I want to
do,
take care.
There you
but
go.
see, when you invested in somebody and you know that they invested in you, that's not a problem.
It's not a problem.
No,
There
it's
you
not
go.
a
It's not a
problem.
problem.
It's not a problem to give you what
I
you
do that
need.
same shit though. Like I ain't gonna make her plate and say, hey babe, go get your plate.
Yeah.
I'm gonna take it to you. You probably not sitting down. You been
Yeah.
I'm gonna take it. I cook. Why not bring your plate? Make
It's
the plate
something-
right.
So even when you went and bought food the other day, you still bought her food to her. So that wasn't even cooking. It's just the fact that you right here, you mentioned being hungry. Let me and I got my own food out here and I'm finna eat it.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? It's just being considerate of the person that you're
Yeah,
dealing with.
that's what I
don't know about this whole submissive.
Yes,
I don't know. I just think,
I think it's-
you just gotta have reciprocity.
Yeah.
That's our key word, reciprocity.
I think
Give it
as far
to
as-
I don't know.
As far as the submissive thing when it comes to black
It's
women,
equal give and take. What you give me, I give you. Reciprocity.
Say it again.
Reciprocity. Reciprocity.
I think when it comes to submissive thing, I just think they just judging black women off of other races.
Yeah.
I think that's just basically what it is. Cause I mean, just to be honest, you're not gonna get the same.
No.
What a black woman does, how the problems y'all bring to the race. I'm just gonna say that not in a bad way, but another race is not gonna be the same way.
No.
You know what I'm saying? Like I've been told, hey, you need to get you a Latina girl. They know how to take care of you.
They're country too. That's what I heard.
Yeah. You know, I'm just saying, it's different.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
I've had everybody tell
I don't
me.
like that shit, bro.
Yeah,
I don't like that,
Yeah,
bro.
we just perpetuate whatever.
Yeah, I was saying because I've
stereotypes
always gotten that. I mean, even when my pops came down here, he was like, "Yeah, I thought you were gonna get. I was hoping you would get you a white girl." Damn, straight. Like, you know what does that mean? You know what I'm saying?
That's a representation of some kind of status, and you're gonna have some biracial children. They might get treated a little different.
Yeah, I mean,
I think it just goes into a whole.
It's a whole thing to it, and I don't be liking when people say that. You know what I'm saying?
I picked who I wanted to pick.
Yeah.
That's done and done.
You fuck around, be like, bro, that could have been a black girl. She would have acted like her. That would have been a black girl. Would have been a Mexican girl. I would have been with a Mexican girl. She just the one that came along and got my attention.
But see, that's what that's the labeling part. Like, who I love is Erica. Even though that's your tag nigga with white for who I love is Erica.
Exactly.
I don't love white Erica. I love Erica.
So let me ask you, damn, I forgot.
We deep, what?
Yeah. So
I can't wait to play this one, man.
So how long? Maybe I should ask you this in this way then. How long should it take to a woman to actually appreciate a man that's actually doing those things? You know what I'm saying? Maybe the men that's complaining about a woman not being submissive, they are doing these things and the woman's still giving a hard time.
Mm-hmm.
So when should a woman start being submissive? How about that?
I think that submissive shit is just because what is submissive?
That's
To you,
what
like, what is submissive
Are you
to
saying
you?
like if she, like Eric just said, like if she cook and she don't bring me a plate?
So, but
you know what I'm
this is
saying?
the
When she
thing.
should start bringing me a plate?
This is the thing.
When you say something,
I like to. Well, no, it just depends. But that's up to you and your own assessment.
Yeah.
So if me and you started dating, just say today we
Yeah,
started
it's not
dating. I
happening,
like
bro.
to
You
cook.
five, which how
I like to
tall are
cook. It's not happening. That's why hypothetically,
A big deal.
hypothetically, you were 6'5" and we started dating, right?
Wow.
Okay.
And I went in the kitchen to cook. That's for you. And I went in the kitchen to cook. I like to cook.
Okay.
And I like for people to eat my food.
Okay.
Right? So I'm definitely finna bring it to you. But that's not because of you. That's because of me. That's what I want to do. That to me, I don't even think anything
But
about
see,
submission as bringing you a
me as a
plate.
person, even though that's for you, that's also for me too, because I'm appreciated.
Yeah.
And then you probably, most times girls gonna sit there, how'd you like it? Is it good? And
I don't. I'll be looking at your face.
Shit.
If it's gone, say less.
I mean,
if you say, "Can I have some more?" I already know what the move is. Yes, you can.
Yeah.
And then if you sitting there eating and you put your plate on the table, guess what? I'm gonna take it. But that's not for you. That's because I have OCD and I don't want it sitting there.
I mean,
it has nothing to do with you.
That's a good thing too, though.
See, it just reflects.
My mama
You're
like
probably
that.
like, "Oh, she done took my plate." In my head, I'm like, "Let me go watch this
But
shit."
see, that's what I'm saying. It's also a good thing, because my mama's like that.
Yeah.
She got OCD like that, so it's just, I'm used to stuff
But I
like
think that's why communication is going to rule this whole thing. It rules this whole thing because just that was a perfect example about how we can very clearly be on a totally different page.
I mean, we talked about that one time. Like people love differently, and you might think, you know what I'm saying?
Totally.
It's totally different shit. Like,
And in my head, I ain't thinking nothing about you. I'm thinking about I don't want this shit sitting here. Just like when and anybody who ever been to my house can attest to this. By the time I'm done cooking, the kitchen is clean.
clean, my nigga.
It's nothing in there. It's no dishes in the sink. It's clean, perfectly clean. Matter of fact, I gotta clean it up before I go in there to cook it in the first place if it's not clean. So you might think, you know what I'm saying?
Man, she clean it like a
And in my brain, she just wanted to be looking real good for me. She wanted to be clean. This ain't got nothing to do with you. This is all about me and how I move.
But, I mean,
If you never came here again, it was still
But I
like
think that goes into like submission. I think like if a woman is submitting to a man, I think that's what she wants to do. It's not necessarily
I guess this is what
it's
she.
not.
what
It's
she-
not for
what she
the
wanna
man.
do.
It's what she want to do. You know what I mean?
And
That's
you
a good
can
way to put it.
encourage her to want to do that
Yeah.
based on your behavior.
Yeah.
Your behavior will bring certain things out of a
Yeah.
woman, especially the woman that might be for you at that time in your life.
I guess I never looked at
so
it like.
if you show up at my
kinda
house,
shady.
no, it's not. If you show up at my house, right? Just a example. If you show up here and you know what I'm saying, hey, you know how you doing? Come in, sit down, and you say, how was your day? Y'all don't really ask that to be clear. If I'm just moving around,
I'm
not
not
specifically you two, but generally you.
That's one of like I don't.
But that will catch a girl attention so fast because you'll be like, oh, okay. And then you say, come here. I dated a dude once. Every time I came, he worked overnight. Every time I came home, he would never let me take off my shoes. He would get annoyed if I took off my own shoes. He would sit on the couch, come sit down, want to take off my shoes and rub my feet every day. Even though I hated it. I hated it. I didn't like my feet being touched. I hated it. But in my head, I'm thinking, if I take my feet off this man's hands, then he gonna get agitated. He gonna be like, why you acting like that? I don't want to have that conversation. Go ahead and just rub my feet. I don't like this. I actually hate this, to be honest. But over time, I grew to expect it. And then I grew to appreciate.
What if he didn't do it? What if he didn't do it like a couple days? Would you think something like, nigga, what's going on?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes, because you already set the tone for me for that to be a thing.
That's one thing being suck it, I ain't gonna lie. Because I got a problem doing it. Starting out something so good and
And keeping it. Yeah, because the thing for a woman is, why is this changing?
Yeah.
We're just inquisitive by nature. Like things that you might not notice. We're like, why did that change? But literally every single day, it never changed the whole time.
The reason why I say what you said a while ago is kind of shaky, like what we do, because I done seen women false, I guess we're using submissive, to the wrong niggas. You know what I'm
But
saying?
I don't think that's submission, though. I think that's, I want to save you. And I think y'all get it misconfused. It's misconfused? Misconstrued.
What you mean? You want to save you? The woman want to save the man?
Yes. Like we women, yeah, you got one. Although I started correcting myself before you.
Like she still had like no nigga. You got one, but no nigga.
I had to put a jab. He tried to
Actually got you 50% of it.
Yeah. I think that we have a desire to like nurture and provide, and we just want to love somebody and help them get it right.
But y'all don't know when to stop either.
Sometimes, some of us don't, because then it becomes like I'm going to let myself down when I stop doing this.
Man, let's
It's
get on
not
these
just
women
me.
asses real quick.
Yeah, for real. We can
Get on
have
these women asses, bro.
we can have a
We
full
talking
honest
with
conversation.
we get on the niggas ass.
Get on there.
Nah,
We can be difficult. We can be stubborn.
Yeah.
We can know all the things. We can nag, talk loud, get out of control.
I saw Jada Pinkett say like, why does it bother us when we expect a man to read our mind and he doesn't? Why does that bother us so much?
Yeah, why does it bother? That's a good ass question because
Why
that shit
didn't I
bothers
just
the
like?
fuck out of me.
Because my wife said like, supposed to know.
But I think
My girl said that too.
it's because of the effort and attention that we put into doing that same thing. How much do you have to ask her to do that she don't already know to do dealing with you? How much? And then you put the shoe on the other foot, it's probably very different. Like we paying a whole bunch of attention to what you need, what you want. I think that's the reason though.
But you know,
That's
it's
why
funny
it
because they
bothers us.
always say that about like women. They be like, you know, women. I always hear men say, you know, oh shit, women easy. You know, they just like some fucking attention.
That is true.
That is true. You like, I second that.
Attention is a thing.
That's
You're right.
they like some attention.
But I'm put it like this with black women, because that's mostly basically all I done dated.
Yeah.
What I have learned with this basic submissive subject and stuff like that, when it comes to women, black women, is attention, getting them attention, being mindful of their feelings. You know what I'm saying? And when they need to yell, let their ass yell.
Or don't give them something to yell about.
I mean that's of course, but
Yeah.
but women, to me, black women, y'all get irritated more. Well, I can't say more than other races, I don't know, but y'all
Quickly is what you're saying.
get quick.
Short fuse.
And I learned, even with watching my friends and their girls and stuff like that, when y'all say leave me alone, we need to leave y'all the fuck alone. Instead of saying, what's wrong? Don't tell me nothing wrong. Y'all know something wrong with you.
See, I can't do that.
It depends on the woman.
I need to know because
But
I
here's the
care.
thing. It depends, but you.
I'm the same.
I want to know, like,
you get upset. Do you allow that other person the space to care?
Sometimes I do and sometimes I don't.
Right.
Sometimes I do and sometimes I don't.
But you have to understand that feeling in somebody else too if you feel so passionate about it.
No doubt.
Like don't try to keep the light on me but shut it off on you. That's not fair.
No doubt.
But
Exactly. I'm the same way, but you know, it just sometimes that little space, it helps more than you
But
think.
that's to me why you have to have agreements in relationships. Anytime I'm dealing with somebody nowadays, we have a conversation like, you know, you get to know people. You talk like, what are your peeves? What turns you on? What turns you off? Da, da, da. For me, if I get upset, leave me alone. I agree because I am not as skilled at not saying what I think as I should be.
Yeah.
Or what I think I feel, or what I feel like might get under your skin. I'm not good at not doing that. And I'm not good at not just saying what I think is true. Right? That's my own
Flaws.
Shoot, that's one.
of course for me.
My biggest
So
flaws.
but because of that, like that could
Same
turn me into a verbal like assassin on somebody.
Me too.
If you make me mad enough and I'm like, oh, I'm finna cut into you. So as opposed
And that's
to doing
what
that,
I mean while ago as far as when we was saying the bitch ass nigga.
Yeah.
but no,
They can
not
be
that
provoked.
way.
No.
Not that way.
But I mean,
because I don't want that. I don't want you to say that to me. I'm not calling no. I don't think I've ever had a verbal argument where I called a man out his name to
Or
that
a woman,
degree.
me.
We have had disagreements, and he'll be like, "Did you have to say that?" Because I like words. I like how they can wrap a nigga up and choke the life out
That's
of
what I'm saying. That's
him.
what
Words, and not even necessarily bad
It
words.
don't have to be cuss words.
Yeah, no,
That's what I'm saying.
I
It don't
don't
have to be
like
cuss words.
That's what I'm saying.
But it still hurts equally.
Yeah.
It does hurt you.
So why is it right not to use a cuss word? Just
Yeah.
why is it right to cut them in that way and not cut them and
It's
say?
not right.
But this is the point I'm making.
Okay, it's not.
That's why I'm saying leave me alone. Because I know I can do that.
Exactly. That's what I'm saying.
Because I know I can do that, back up off me. But we will have a discussion even before we get to a level of serious date and say, hey, when I get mad, just let me be. You know what I'm saying? It don't mean I don't want to deal with you. It don't mean I don't like you. It don't mean I don't love you. It just means I need to process this before the wrong thing come out.
Get the fuck out of my face.
Yeah.
Like love was
I told you like, let me be for a second.
And then what
out my face, bro.
That's gonna make you mad with me now. Now we both mad at each other.
Yeah, I've been saying because for me,
Fuck it, then. I don't care.
Right. Now we both mad.
I'm big on like,
And we still gotta get down to whatever this was.
yeah, like certain things you say to me, man, and I let you say what you say, and once you get done, I done said some shit, and the thing about it is bad for me, cause some days, bro, like if it gets to that point, bro, my whole entire day, my whole entire week, I feel horrible. And then the person it makes me feel even horrible because the people I love that call me the next day and be like, damn, bro, like you really said some hurtful things to me that I don't even know if we can come back from that.
See, I had a lot of practice with that because my mom was very like, she going, and I knew how that made me feel. My intention then was to not make other people feel like that.
Yeah.
Like to me, that's just about accountability. When you feel something from somebody and it don't feel good, then why would you in turn do that same thing as a grown up?
Yeah.
As a child, you might learn to do it because you just emulate behavior.
Yeah.
But when you become an adult, it's like, I don't really like how that made me feel. So then why am I gonna replay that with you?
I do that a lot sometimes, but I
Do what?
Because I play a lot. And people like, I might say some shit and they be like, but then I'll replay it like, oh, that was kind of fucked up, but I didn't mean it that, you know what I'm saying? I didn't mean it that way. I was, you know, because I'm a playful ass nigga and I'm always trying to laugh and I might say some foul shit, but it's not like trying to hurt you, but I don't know how that person.
Personally, for me, like, I can use you for example. I know your intent whenever we have a conversation, it's not negative. It's not bad. It's not a purpose or no type of evil thing behind it. So I don't take it serious. I know it.
But what does that boil down to? Trust. That's it. You trust him.
Yeah, but I can say it can be some people, and sometimes I can somebody can say something to me, and I probably took it wrong. You know what I mean?
Right.
And that's me just trying to somewhat be accountable for myself and why I react to certain things. You know what I mean? But
why not ask what they meant instead of get upset? Is that not always a? My thing is questioning.
Yeah, I mean,
why would you say that?
Like sometimes I've had where I went down a rabbit hole with people, right? Like where it's certain people in my life I could be like, man, y'all always pull my trigger. You always hit that trigger. And I'm always like, okay, so I literally sat down and I was trying to talk to this person. I was literally saying, okay, you know what? It's your words. It's the words that you just used. And when I said and I say, oh, that word that you probably need to use another word, because when you say this word means this, X, Y, and Z. And it'd be like, oh no, it didn't. I didn't mean it like that. Yeah. They'd be like, no, but that word, I'm stuck on that word. Why would you say that word to me?
I hear the tone and shit like tone.
That's more.
Why we talking like, why you that aggressive?
Sharp.
Yeah, you can tell like, oh no, bro. Like, what's
Remember I told you that when I listened to the first one back? Yeah, I feel like, even when I was talking to you, like, when you say certain things, I'd be like, well, why? Yeah. Why would you say that? Why would, you know what I'm saying? I'm like, when I listen to it, I'm like, I gotta let him breathe. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, it's not that you're saying something to attack me. I just don't understand what you're saying. Yeah. So then I started to say, okay, so can you say it a different way? Or
like, I mean, like, for instance, when you always bring up, you said, like, I never get married. Like, my intentions wasn't necessarily, like...
But I took that.
Yeah. My like, even when I said, like...
That was a shot.
You would do tripping. No.
Dude tripping. This little dude.
That was a shot too.
Yeah, I know.
I was just say, like...
Can I smoke some? You might smoke cigarette?
Even when I say, it's like, certain things to people, it'd be like... My intentions wasn't actually saying that. My intention was saying that, personally, I don't think it's enough men qualified to date you.
Yeah, but this is just like your example was the word, the words and how you put them together. Like it What my ears heard was your ass gonna be single because you expect too much. Well, there is somebody.
Try not to take too much shit. Like this with friends too, cause I know your intentions. Bro. I know you're not trying to like bring. You're trying to help me.
Yeah.
You're not trying to bring.
I mean, cause like I can honestly say I can sit here and be like, you know what? D is beautiful.
Thank you.
D is extremely beautiful.
Stallion too.
Yeah, stallion.
That show her titties apparently, with no neck.
She was showing.
It's a boom.
I just say, you know,
sir.
D is beautiful.
Thank you.
D is intelligent. D has a lot going on. She's doing a lot. She's taking care of her niece and nephew. This is great. This is phenomenal, right? Man, I know with niggas, it's playtime all the time.
That's real shit. And the sad part is, I have very little time for that, which equates to very little patience.
Exactly.
Which equates to when you tell me you're a gamer and I don't see nothing behind it. That's fucking me up.
I'm taking a step forward.
They better for nigga don't tell you.
I take it a step further. The niggas that is in your bracket ain't gonna be able to match you either.
But they could though. They could.
I think every girl got a list, but you can dumb it down depending on the person you.
I don't think you can dumb it down. First of all,
See?
I think that you can get some stuff off of it. Yes.
That's baddies right there.
Or you can get them to say, all right.
That one don't matter.
You having a 700 credit score? Throw that out. But we can throw that out. But you can't be in the toilet. You know what I'm saying? Like I think a lot of conversations are not had about where are we trying to go with this? Where are we trying to go with this? Because if we trying to go marriage, house, we do need to talk about lots. We need to talk about credit score. We need to talk about your student loans. We need to talk about your spending habits. We need to talk about we need to talk about how you rocking with your kids. What kind of relationship you got with their mama? Like all of that stuff. Instead, we be talking about what's on Instagram.
Hold on.
Communication is the key.
All those things you just said. Niggas is on playtime all the time. That's
But you know it. No, okay. And if it's too serious for him, then he's not the one for me. And
that's a lot of niggas.
That's okay. But even that's okay because I believe yes, because I told y'all before, I used to pray, God, when you send me, I want you to send me a husband because I have a lot of love to give. That's the part that makes me feel sad sometimes. I have a lot of quality love to give to someone. To one person. I have a lot of it to give.
You got a lot of love to take though.
This is what I'm saying. This is where my prayer changed. Legit. That was a good question. My prayer changed to, instead of saying, God, send my husband, it changed to, when you send him, make me ready. So that is a good question. Okay. I stopped asking for him because I believe that God got him for me somewhere. I just haven't been ready to receive him with all the other things I have and now I'm doing
Right.
I'm like, how can I love somebody today in this particular space with all the other things I have? He gonna feel like he in last place because you can't come before my kids. You probably can't come before my work. You can't come before me. Like, not at this stage in my life, like right now, because I'm working so hard to get what I need to get.
Depend on the nigga.
You think men are intimidated like when you go down that list and tell them all this shit?
Hell yeah.
They shouldn't be. Not that part you just said. Because I think you're supposed to put your kids first.
I'm just saying like
your job is shaky.
My job gonna come first until you,
right? That's
or unless you have something that can benefit us equal to that or better. Like I gotta work to have the things that I need, right? So I mean, unless you got some shit where you like, if you want to work, do it. Yeah, but no, I lost my train of thought. What were you
gonna find this nigga in Idaho?
I can tell you this.
I don't know. I believe that God already created him for me. I believe when I was created, he was created. Wherever he at, we'll cross our paths.
I can just tell you this, based on we talking about communication. Yes. I done learned so much about how I talk this year, based on what we talking about, from talking one-on-one with Eric, coming meeting y'all and talk about stuff we talked about. I have changed on how I communicate. What I learned about myself was, it's for real. Since I've been doing this, people been telling me about myself for some reason. So I don't know what makes it's just, I guess God telling me about myself. But like when I'm trying to solve things, I don't talk about me. Seem like I'm always pointing a finger. And that's not how I be trying to come across. But now that they said it, seem like I'm pointing a finger, like I don't do shit. I change, you know what I'm saying, how I come across. You know what I'm saying? Like I know I do this, but this is blah blah blah. You know what I'm saying? Like, and that
Try to put the blame on you as well. Like,
Well, not the blame, just be accountable.
Just be
be accountable.
Yeah.
Yes, and that have changed a lot on my communication with the people I deal with in my life.
always say
It got way better.
I always say,
You know
look
what I'm
yourself in the
saying?
mirror and say, yeah, I know what you done, but what did I do?
Yeah.
Like, I know what you doing, I know why I'm mad, but what did I do to make you?
That's the reason
you know
why
what
my
I'm
prayer changed too.
Yeah.
Like,
I know I can run somebody off.
Yeah.
And I know I can run them off with my desire though
Jeez.
is for them to be exactly. Remember I told you that. Like I hold on to something so tight because I want it to be great, but I'm not letting them breathe. I squeeze told me in the car so tight to the head pop off. They're like, I don't even want to deal with this no more. You too much pressure. You literally are too much pressure. But in my heart and in my head, I'm like, I just want this to be great.
Gotcha.
Yeah, I mean,
I see that you can be good. That's why I say the person don't need to exactly be doing, you know what I'm saying, exactly what I'm doing. Like, I can meet people where they are, and I'm okay with that. I just need you to be going forward. Like, don't be so far behind that I got to turn around and go back because I'm not going to do that.
Yeah, I feel say for me, I'm always hard on myself. So like, and sometimes it can be bad because I'm just so internal with it.
Yeah.
Like sometimes I have to. What I have to learn is that shake it off. Like, you know what I'm saying?
That's my shit too.
Yeah, sometimes like literally
My shit too.
like sometimes like I literally can do something or say something or just fuck up some shit and I'd be like so internal where it'd be like I gotta get to a point where it'd be like, bro, you don't have to let that go, bro.
Yeah.
All you did was X, Y, and Z.
Yeah.
That you can get past that. You
Yeah.
didn't shoot nobody, you didn't kill nobody, you ain't do no crazy, you just you know what I mean? So sometimes I have to, just kind of shake it off. That's like the hardest thing for me to shake it off. And I've been that way since I was a kid. I always took it internal. And sometimes that can be so bad and so not good for you. You know what I mean?
My worst flaw is that if I'm arguing, well, me and a girl arguing, I smirk, I smile. It's just like he said, we always on play. It's just, I don't know why that makes me laugh or smile. And it gets to, why the fuck are you smiling? Why the fuck you think this shit funny? Like, I don't think it's funny, but.
Like, we talk ignore it. Like, you say some shit, just walk right past you. And say nothing.
Yeah.
You didn't hear me?
Yeah, because you know that the human experience dictates you wanting to be seen.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
And I'm
I
not
know
looking,
that.
but
You know what I'm
seen.
saying? Like, I know that.
What's my biggest flaw, I would say? My biggest flaw. I think it is. I think I'm too willing to give my opinion sometimes. I think that went back to like our first conversation. Like we talked about that, like about, you know what I'm saying? Like I'm too willing to give that, but I know the reason for it.
Gotcha.
But like you said before, it's maybe not time for that. I'm too willing to do that. And I feel like that is a direct result of being willing to be so quiet or be so controlled as a young adult, like coming from a setting where you couldn't really be that expressive or not without running the risk of getting your ass popped, you know what I'm saying? So now it's like, I'm gonna say what I gotta say, and that's just that on that, cause who finna pop me?
Who finna pop me?
Who finna pop me?
I wish you would.
Yeah, correct.
Hey,
I don't think that's always right, but I think that might be.
We've been on this subject for a long time.
We should have.
I mean, it's cool. It's been a
We can
good-
change
y'all wanna
gears.
change-
We can change
It's
gears.
been over an hour and 30.
Yeah,
On
but
that topic?
I think that's good. But that was a lot of topics in one though. If you really just kind of
That's
pick
what I'm
it
saying.
apart,
I'm
yeah.
asking.
It was just
Stay
about,
on it. or not?
today's title should be named just relationships /
submissive.
communication.
Man, you bring all that. I don't even like
So we
talking
can
about
put
that shit.
what is submissive, I guess.
Nah,
Or is it a thing? Is submission even a thing? Yeah. All right, what y'all want to talk about now? Oh wait a minute,
oh.
Something in the media I wanted to talk about.
Oh, my bad.
I forgot though. No.
Y'all get that Lil Nas, talk about Lil Nas X and Boosie.
Yeah.
That's funny. Hey,
It's hilarious.
Boosie got a point. You know what I'm saying? And then on top of that, Lil Nas X is on the record of saying, fuck them kids.
you know, I asked him about that on Breakfast Club, you know, how you feel about, you know, the kids looking up to you. He said, fuck them kids.
Literally. You trolling, bro. You trolling.
No, I mean,
that's the epitome of his career.
I mean, you can say you trolling,
uncomfortable.
but if he gonna throw stuff at Boosie for talking about drugs, murder, sex, all that stuff, but of course, you see he a good dad, he take care of his kids, and you got this dude over here saying, oh, I'm not their parent, fuck them kids, and stuff. Even though when you entertain like that, you basically a role model.
I think that comes to when people do shit like you don't have kids.
Yeah.
So you don't know the love that you have for a kid. You can easily.
I do.
I just think you gotta
I-
care.
Because when I didn't have no kid, I ain't gonna damn no kid.
Exactly. But when you have a kid and you got your own and you love, like, you like, I can't just say fuck kid. Like,
Well, I think after, like, to not even go that deep into it, I think first off, Lil Nas X trolled him and said, yeah, that new song Boosie. Off the real.
Yeah, that was trolling.
I would say,
Trolling.
That was him. Because he know Boosie is going.
and Boosie came
Because
back
guess what?
strong.
That's the point.
Because what happens is the people that follow Boosie gonna also follow him now because they want to know what he's talking about.
No doubt.
That just builds up his momentum.
No doubt.
Not just the people that follow him. Not Boosie people gonna be like, well, who is this he arguing with? What is he about? Now he getting more views.
yeah.
More
But I would say, I think
that.
it's just a swing both ways.
Both ways.
I feel like when Lil Boosie, when Lil Boosie said that, I felt like he was just like, shit, bro, I'm gonna give you what you want.
Exactly. You want this? You really want me to talk out of line? Okay, nigga. Fuck you, this, that, you gay ass nigga. This, you should die on this. Like all that shit. Like, I'm gonna give you this
And
shit,
I
bro.
personally
Because
agree with
he
that.
really is a hood dude.
Exactly.
Like, he really is. He's not a.
Exactly.
His daddy,
really
nah, his daddy.
Came back and said some shit.
It's funny because he did Boosie and T.I. at the same time.
Yeah.
And T.I. didn't say nothing.
But I feel like at the end of the
Not the
day,
cane.
I feel like, nigga, if you want to come at me, get your motherfucking son. Facts.
But like, you're, I wonder.
He the one that said something to me first.
But I wonder, did he have a conversation with his son about having like the pregnant, how did you feel seeing that version of your son as opposed to?
Gross.
I thought the shit was funny.
But listen,
Like this nigga.
this is my point. How can you say something to him about his reaction to that if you don't say nothing about what he did? Like, do you just say, okay, that's just his expression of artistry or whatever? Like, what did you say about that?
You talking about dad?
Yeah.
You think he got to though?
I want to. I'm just curious as to if he said anything about it.
I think he
Obviously not.
To insert himself into that.
Yeah.
I honor him
interaction.
for coming. Taking
He
up for
kept
his
taking
son.
him for his son. I said, because I'm pretty sure being an older dude like his dad is, he don't know that probably his son is trolling and doing it. He just see Boosie talking crazy about his
Or
son.
somebody like, hey, this nigga mess with your son.
Yeah, and I gotta come to the defense of my
He didn't
son.
touch
And if it's dad hood, like you claiming Bankhead, you know what I'm saying? You gotta say something.
But I feel like, shoot, at the end of the day, get on your son about trolling, bro, because
Nigga probably don't know what trolling is.
I mean, but get on your son for saying
out of shit out loud.
yeah, I mean, pretty much the way I look at it, quit playing with me. Quit playing with a grown ass man, bro.
Yeah, cause they gonna bring that smoke to you, really.
Yeah,
Like, if
and
you see
then,
as a Republican,
now you wanna play
make your ass up, bro. Boosie got some body, allegedly. Boosie ain't fucking around, nigga. Don't
Allegedly.
play. Don't play, bro. Do not play, bro.
The opinions of this podcast are not directly reflected to the general public. It's just the opinion of the people that are in this room. Disclaimer. Disclaimer. For real. We just need a postman outfit.
I guess I already been long, but do you want to get into the racist thing or not? No.
That shit gonna go about 2 hours too. We can say that shit for the next episode. That shit gonna go along.
Is it stay on rumors?
I mean, we can we rap or we still want to talk about some stuff? We still got a good momentum. No, rap it up or we still on.
Rap like,
I'm like, shit.
I'm a street nigga. I'm a street nigga.
God.
Fuck your bitch.
Street nigga.
Do y'all feel comfortable referring to women as such while I'm
Hey, we rapping. That's what these niggas talk
No,
about.
we talk about it. We talk about
we
it.
comfortable, like we comfortable
Yeah.
with each other. You know, like
Yeah.
So,
we don't really mean it in that.
Yeah.
Now that's a good question, right?
Yeah.
But if we were females, would you care?
What?
If we would say bitch?
I don't care. I wanted to know if
Like, do we
if
feel
they
comfortable?
do
Like,
they feel
No, I get what you're saying.
No,
But
it
is
wouldn't
it
matter.
a difference with you when females say bitch versus niggas?
to me, like call me that.
Yeah.
My friends don't do that.
Well, you know, in the put with general.
I don't know. If a woman call me a bitch, I think you ready. You looking for something. You want some act like.
No, I'm talking y'all.
No,
How y'all
not all
talk
of
friendly?
us.
I see girls like,
know.
bitch.
We not. My friends are not that.
No, I'm not saying
That shit surprised me when I see that shit. That shit surprised
I
me.
say that to say I cannot speak to it. Like I can't speak to that dynamic because that's not what we do.
Okay.
Now I have a cousin. We do that, Tiffany. I don't know if you remember my cousin, Tiffany, but we do that. But that's just. I would say that was like we literally grew up together and just jonesing with each other. Like that's a different type of thing.
Did you say Jones?
Jones and like talking about each other. Like
you know, in St. Louis, you say you be joning on somebody.
Yeah, we might do that. You know what I'm saying? But literally, most of my friend girls, we don't refer to each other in that way because to me, it's just about respect. Respect is like woven into all of
But
our
when these girls don't into each other, is that disrespecting each
If I
other?
know
not
your
if they got an
intentions, bro, like,
understanding.
I don't like.
If they got an understanding, then it's cool.
Cause I be fucking with my them dancers and shit, them little young niggas.
Yeah.
And they say, "What up, bitch?" Like, that's how they talk to you. What's up, bitch? Like, what up, bitch? Like they say that to, and I just think that as saying like, "What up, my nigga?" Like they just, but they don't mean it. Cause nigga hit me one time, was like, "Hey, good looking out on the post, bitch," and I was like. I text Jeffrey fast. I say, hey, them niggas just be saying that. He was like, yeah, that's all right. Cause I was gonna say something, but I was like, let me, cause he don't might mean it like that, you know.
I asked the nigga that one time because I was working with him or whatever, and his partner called. He was like, "What up, bitch?" And he was just going home.
He's from Louisiana, say that a lot.
He was like, "Bitch, you know you ain't bitch." I was like, "Damn, bro, why you your own boy say bitch?"
You saying that shit,
Bro,
man?
I mean, me and my homeboys joke hard too, though. I grew up with these niggas.
Yeah.
So we
don't
can
like
do that.
nobody no bitch.
No, I'm not saying
calling
bitch,
nobody.
but
I think it's because of what I said earlier. I don't like the way it feels if somebody said it to me.
Yeah.
That's the real reason why I don't say it to other people.
Even playing, like,
I don't even want
don't even seem
in
right.
any relationship I ever been in, we never played like that.
I say a goof ass. I use another goof ass. What a nigga goofing like, but I ain't bitch ass like. That just seem like
Whole ass nigga.
Yeah, bro. Like,
But where I'm from Detroit. Those words mean you looking for a problem.
Exactly.
And you call somebody a whole ass nigga.
Exactly.
Like that's like the ultimate like disrespect.
I
when
guess
you
I
call
got that from
somebody
my
that.
daddy. Like, I remember him just being on the court, like playing basketball. He was like, I don't like nobody calling me no bitch or pussy ass nigga. We fight. I just took that on. Like, bro, I don't like that shit. Must be serious. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't fuck with that shit, bro. Don't call me that shit, my nigga. Don't call me no pussy ass nigga. I'm gonna show you. Be serious. I'm gonna show you a pussy ass nigga, bro.
Funny you say that because that shit be real. Like I see my dad little too. That nigga held the ball. Ain't nobody get no ball too. Just that, you know, I'm like, damn,
Yeah, bro.
That's it.
I seen my dad, he be like, bro, don't call me no bitch ass nigga, no pussy ass nigga, bro. I don't play that shit. And I was like, that shit must be serious. Like, I don't want nobody calling me that shit, bro.
Yeah,
like,
I don't play that.
Cause I don't call nobody
With
that.
my homegirl, we don't.
Unless I'm looking for some fight. I'm looking for a fight, I'm gonna call you that, bro. But I'm not finna call you that, bro. Like, cause I don't know how you might. There you go. Look, you keep like shit. I do that shit.
I mean, I only do it two, like, I don't do that to everybody. I wouldn't say that's arrogant, some shit like that, but you know what I'm saying? My homeboy, I grew like, my mom.
That's how y'all fuck around. That's how y'all talk and shit like.
But we don't do it like we doing a joke, man. If he do something, like, bro, you a whole ass nigga for that. Like, something like that, you know what I'm saying?
I might do that.
Yeah,
That's what I'm saying. That's what I mean.
Let me just say, as y'all being three black men, I appreciate y'all in this setting. I appreciate you for being like transparent. You know what I'm saying? Like you don't really take because that's necessary. You don't really like take nothing personal, but you don't dish anything personal either. Even though you be playing this shit, you know what I'm saying? I appreciate the father that you are intentional about being. Like what flattered me the other day was when Trey was getting ready to leave with his grandpa, and he came in and you kissed him on the cheek. I don't see guys kiss their kids.
Oh, really?
Yes, really.
Oh, damn.
Like he kissed him on Trey
Every
hugged him around the neck and kissed him on the cheek, and my heart was like, oh my gosh, it's amazing.
Every night
That's amazing because I know we didn't
phone
grow
with
up
his
like
chicks and
that.
shit. I be like, love you, bro.
Man, get off me, man.
I love you
But
too, man.
we didn't grow up like that.
Exactly.
We didn't grow up
Cause
like
I know
that.
that it means something though, like
to me. I love that about you. Let me just say that.
Thank you.
I'm figuring yours out. But what I like the most about you is your willingness to stir up a little controversy, right?
That's what that nigga.
But in not be like disrespectful or not like over press yourself. Like you just say, hey, what you think about this? What you think about that? Or whatever the case may be. I guess that's being open-minded. That's what I'm saying. I appreciate you being open-minded. You play devil's advocate sometimes. Sometimes you on with us, and sometimes you on the opposite end with us. But having the courage to do that, it's dope.
Grandma's out there, everything black and white.
And you like me because I'm a street nigga.
I like you because, and this ain't about me liking you. What I appreciate about you is you have I have seen your hustle. Like knowing how to maneuver all this shit and, you know what I'm saying, trying to be reasonable with it, accommodate what we got going on, still be a family man. I've heard you talk about your son too, and like how you love on him. And I even was inspired when he was like, you know, I hate to just discipline. I hate to, you know what I'm saying, have to spank him or whatever. Because some people don't care about doing that.
Yeah.
Right.
That was a big thing for me too. So I just want y'all to know I be listening.
Mm-hmm.
I told y'all I be keeping notes and shit.
Yeah.
I ain't got no notes on y'all, but they all mental.
I done looked us up and shit, search shit.
You, Barbara, we 20 years. Ain't nothing to look up for you. I know you.
Shit, look me up. I don't give a damn.
That's okay. That's all. If I didn't trust y'all, I wouldn't be even in this space. So I don't got to do that with y'all. Plus, I ain't interested in none of y'all.
I appreciate your honesty.
And I kiss my son too.
That's dope.
Putting us in order, holding us accountable. No,
Okay, sorry.
that shit real though, like, cause we didn't have that, like,
Yeah.
You do t-shirts?
what? Like, you just don't like, you don't know, bro, like, you don't done a lot, bro. It's been
You know what scene I think of?
episodes, like, you don't done a lot to,
Thank
just
you.
with the LLC, all that shit, like, you holding us accountable for shit.
You know what scene I think of? I think of that song, that scene in Baby Boy where Cuba Gooding brother, he was talking to the girl. He was like, I appreciate y'all.
Everything y'all do.
Got my shoes, my PlayStation, let me hear it.
That's my favorite movie. That is my favorite movie, hands down. I love that. Y'all don't want me here? Fuck it, then I'll leave.
Play that shit to the T. Man.
Thank you for my flowers.
Yeah, nah, for real though.
I appreciate all y'all.
I feel like I give you your flowers throughout the podcast.
Thank you. But I be needing to make sure that y'all know that y'all appreciate too. And for me, it's also a demonstration that you can say nice things to people and not be a soft or weak or whatever. Like this, I love you. You know what I'm saying? Like I have love for you, but I genuinely love you. Like I would be concerned. I am concerned about the interests of you and your family and all of that. I will probably grow to love y'all. I don't love you today, but I have a strong affinity. Correct. I have a strong affinity for y'all. You know what I'm saying?
Like I found out I love you, B.
Yeah. Me too.
We say that shit. We say that shit a lot. Like, you know what I'm saying?
You gotta just be.
Deep, man.
I mean,
But
you know, at the end of the day, it's a certain level of trust, it's a certain level of vulnerability when we all come and we congregate and share.
Exactly.
You know,
because there's a lot of things that don't make it on here that we talk about.
You know,
safe space.
Yeah, it's a safe space.
We ain't judging each other.
We build it so, and that like they say, conversation rules the nation.
That's a fact.
This is a conversation. You know what I'm saying?
This is an ongoing one with some friends that sit in their
Sam
garage.
did that shit like maybe 10 years ago. That shit wasn't cool, saying I love you. Like we'll be on the phone with that nigga. And, all right, bro, I love you, but he'll hang up before you even say anything. He be like, I love you, bro. Then hang. Be like, nigga, did you say you love me? Call him back. Did you say like, yeah, bro, I said it, my bad. Yeah, my bad. What you doing?
No, you know what?
I was with my homeboy there now and then. Like, if I ain't talked to him in a while, like, love you, bro.
Yeah.
But it was like my
Bro
homeboy, like
good
his mama.
Yeah.
Bro good at that. He'll tell you instant, nigga. Love you, bro. Like, he good at that.
I think I said more this year than then when my homeboy lost his mama, so I feel like I had to give him that love because I know he was.
I probably don't do that enough with my friends. Like I don't give it. With Shaquita, I talk to her every day, maybe 2, 3, 4 times a day. The only time I really say that is if I can like sense that she probably is like wound up or she got a lot going on. You know what I'm saying? Or like I text people randomly. It just depends on like how I'm feeling. Like I text my cousin some random like, hey, you know, I'm always gonna be locked in when it comes to you and the kid. Like anything you ever need, if I have it, I'm willing to do it. You know what I'm saying? And I love you. You know what I'm saying? And I go around telling my friends like, you enough. I don't know that you grew up hearing that you was enough.
Exactly.
Yeah.
You enough just in the space that you in, at the place that you are. You are enough. You are enough to be loved. You're enough to be respected. You're enough to be desired. You're enough. And I'm saying that to them, and I'm hearing me tell me that too.
Cause I thought it was interesting. I don't know. I think maybe when he was doing shoot, y'all was saying that you never heard your dad say he loved you.
Never.
And
Never. Until I became a grown
My
up.
mom.
Oh, okay.
My dad.
My mama
bro,
did.
my dad like every once in a while.
Yeah, I would say cause like with me and my dad,
once in a while too.
I would say that my dad actions may not be a loving action, but when we do talk, those like conversations that we do talk, it's always I love you. You know what I mean? I got that from both.
That's weird to me.
Family members.
If my mom and my dad said that to me today, it's weird to hear it.
Yeah.
Because it's not something that I'm accustomed to. But what I'm intentional about is my niece and nephew, although they're not mine, they never need to feel that. They never need to feel uncomfortable if I'm like, come give me a hug. I love you. They need to automatically, like one time me and my sister had like a little disagreement. She have kids and her son is verbal obviously. And I don't, and this probably was my own thing. I live here and all my siblings live in Houston. So I'm just here by myself with my niece and nephew. So I get to interact with them mostly by the phone. Because I have other nieces and nephews too, right? So I talk to them by the phone. Well, I was talking to my nephew and I said, I love you. And his mom was sitting there and she said to him, if you don't want to say anything, you don't have to.
Wow.
It pissed me off. Pissed me off. And she could not, I ain't gonna say she couldn't understand. We did not understand each other when it came to that, because I'm not gonna put it on her, but I'm not gonna take all of it either. We couldn't understand each other. And we had a discussion about it. For a while, I didn't say anything. I talked to my other sister and I was like, am I crazy? Like, if you said that to me and Kamari, who are not my children, but if you said that to them and they didn't respond, I'm on their ass. That's your auntie. You heard what she said? But in her mind, she said, if he doesn't want to say or do something, then I don't expect him to say or do it. And I said, he is my nephew, number one. I am a person who deserves his love. I've never done anything to him. I raised you. So you know I'm a safe person. So why would you give him an option to not reciprocate that? Why would you make that a thing? It's not like I'm just like a regular Joe Blow, you know. Yeah, your kids don't need to be telling everybody that. Like, and we had a long conversation. She kind of stood her ground and I stood my ground. And I said, at the end of the day, that's one of the only ways I get to interact with him. I can't demonstrate love to him because I'm not there. So he has to be able to at least hear me say it. I can't show it.
I get both parts too.
Yeah.
I get both parts.
It just made me feel like, I'm like, am I not?
Kids, if they don't, like their grandparents, I was like, bro, you don't have to. Cause I don't like that fake shit just cause you said I gotta say it back. I wanna really mean it. I don't wanna just say cause you love me, I love you. Like what if I don't love you? And
what would give you?
I don't know.
What would make you not love?
I don't know. Like I'm saying, like what if this love is different from me? Like I ain't sorry, I just speak to you on the phone. That's not love to me. Just because you say you love me, like, because we talk.
But listen. For me, a lot of the things that kids emulate is training. He's 4. He don't know. The rationalization that you can put on that, he can't put that.
Okay, well, 4,
he's getting trained now.
Well, 4,
I'm saying I love you. I am your aunt. I do love you, and I expect you to love me.
And you say you only talk to him on the phone, right?
Except if I go to Houston, or except if they come here.
So the love he is naturally seeing right now is probably from his mom. So that's
Correct.
the love he knows. So the love you show him, he don't know that's love.
Well, he don't. I don't think a 4-year-old really 1, 2, 3. I don't think they know anything about. They just know
that's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
So that's why she said you probably don't need to. You don't have to say nothing if you don't say it, because he don't know that part of you.
But no, I think she was in her mind protecting her kids. That's what she thought. Like, I want to make sure that he understands. If he doesn't feel comfortable saying something, he don't have to say it. It doesn't matter to who it is. But the offense that I took is I raised you. I raised you. I never violated you. I never did anything to you that would show me as a person that doesn't deserve that from him.
Do you say
that was my thing?
Do you say you love her a lot?
My sister?
Like,
yes.
Do we hear that?
Oh, when we on the video chat, we both say it. Love you, dude. Love you. Like, it ain't like all, you know what I'm saying? Love you, bro. Like, we joking. And she said, he does love you. And then the next time this is the part that inspired me. I called her and said, no, we need to have a difficult discussion, right? You're not going to like it. I don't like having it. But I need to get this off my chest. Otherwise, it's going to make me feel a way towards you. And I don't want to do that. So let's talk this through. She's like, all right. So we talked about it. She held her ground. I held mine. It was no disrespect. It was no, you know what I'm saying? It was okay, I understand that is how you feel. Whether or not I agree, that's different. But I understand. I hear you. What you're saying to me.
That's good.
So then the next time, and this is my baby sister. The next time we got on the phone, I said it again, and she said, "Did you hear your auntie?" And he said, "Yes, I love you too." So for me, because I said you jumped in before he had a chance to respond. That was my problem. Let him say what he want to say. Now, if I'm like badgering him or saying, you don't hear me, or making him feel pressured to respond, I get that you would intercede. I literally said, love you. Then I said, hey, love you, buddy. But I couldn't see what he was doing. And then that's when she said, whatever. So he could have been making a face, or he could have been doing something or whatever, but I just needed her to know how I felt about that. And that was a Deidre thing, because how hard I love. Like, I love the fuck out of my brothers and sisters. And so by extension, anything that comes from y'all, I feel, Deidre feels obligated to love them.
Yeah, personally, I like hearing that to me, that's like so not that deep. Should be so understood. You know what I mean?
What's
like,
not that deep? Which part?
Like, just your auntie saying I love you and the kid responding to that. I don't know. It's just I feel where you're coming from. Like, I'm his auntie. Like, why? You know what I mean? Like,
why would you not want to?
Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, I'm the.
But I understood her too, though. Like, we had a tough childhood. She remembers her part. She remembers kind of the things that we went through. So it is in her fierce nature to protect her kids from anything and anybody. I guess including me, which was offensive to me because I protected you. That's what it boiled down to. Yes, it offended me.
Yeah.
So I'm like, bro, that shit hurt. I told her, literally, this is what doesn't get said often enough. Like I said, we have to have a difficult discussion, and my feelings are hurt. Right? I'm not mad with you. I don't understand, so maybe we could talk our way through it so I can get a better understanding as to why you chose to intercede at that time. Because I don't
be hurt, goddamn. I don't give a damn.
Yeah. And that would cause us to be arguing. You know what I'm saying? I want you got to care about my feelings. I hope, because I care about yours.
Exactly. You know I'm fucking with you. No, I'm fucking right.
Yeah. What's I gonna say?
Sorry, we just
shit.
Y'all, this is what we do.
Yeah.
This is what we do. We talk about real life situations. We talk about accountability. We talk about siblings. We talk about parents. Really, nothing really is off
limits.
Off limits. Just don't hold it against us. Well, shit. And if you do, fuck it. It is what it is.
Oh shit. I don't know. I was gonna say y'all wanna wrap this shit up.
Everybody good mentally?
Yeah, we're good.
Good check in. I am okay mentally. I have a lot of things going on, and I'm trying my best. 1 to 10. Mentally, I'm at a.
I'm athlete, though.
Me too. Mentally, I'm at a. I'll say I'm at a 6.5 mentally because I feel exhausted a little bit.
I say I'm about at a 7, 8.
Good.
I've been, I don't know.
Curse. Solid 5.5.
Mentally.
Yeah.
You need some intervention there because you made it halfway. We can talk more about that later.
Yeah. Me, probably, it's been a long week. My son broke his wrist, so.
Oh, that is a lot.
Yeah.
He good though?
It's getting better.
Getting better. He got a cast on
He
the
just
way.
came back from his granny house and he told his mom he missed me, so it made me feel some type of way.
No doubt. Shit, that's good.
Your kid doing good?
You get in trouble at school.
That's to be expected.
It ain't nothing.
Why you say it's to be expected?
Because kids gotta learn. They gotta go through things to get to where you want them to be.
My
son didn't get in trouble at school, which is crazy.
He kind of always had like mature
My
problems.
kids haven't either, but I mean, Kamar did. He had a little bump in the road.
My daughter do, my son don't.
So that's what I'm saying. Kids, period. It ain't all of them, but generally you expect them to have some missteps because they are little sponges trying to figure out what, you know what I'm saying, how they fit in the world.
My goddamn son won't stop fighting. Pissing me off. This nigga just got in a fight that's pissing me off.
It's crazy. My son, when it comes to my son, he comes off like he don't comprehend shit, but he does. But he does it his own way, and it's like, it be tricky to me sometimes. I ain't gonna stunt, but like when I say I'm getting trouble in school, he know to go to school, pay attention, do his work, because he know when he come home, he can play the game, do what the fuck he want to do. But he gets that, because he don't like whoopings or getting in trouble, taking all that stuff. My daughter, on the other hand, that's a whole motherfucker.
Push that button, huh?
She on, boy.
I take that ass whooping.
Yeah.
No, I take the yelling. Fuck it.
She like attention. She like to be funny, send her to class. My son don't like that.
My
You know what I'm
son,
saying?
same way. My son like that.
My youngest daughter, Skylar, she a Scorpio. She just like, so some of the shit we be in the store, we was at the store, I was looking for, like her birthday, I just take a picture.
Yeah.
She like, ooh, daddy, let's get that black dog with the long hair, look like you. She said that shit loud. Everybody like, we crying. I'm laughing like, mother, like, keep it going, keep that shit going. Cause I'm funny, you know, I'm goofy.
Yeah.
I know she don't mean, she just trying to make me laugh. You know what I'm saying?
My kids on too. I'm with you.
Bro, that shit be hilarious, bro. She be cracking me the fuck up, bro. Like,
I ain't gonna lie, my kids let
what
me.
you like? She like, what you mean? I was like, you a Scorpio. She like, I was like, that's our sign. Like, that's why we act like we goofy. We
Yeah.
like, talk out loud in front of people.
Man,
Like,
same.
shit. She's like,
My
shaking her head and
kids,
shit.
my kids let me know a lot about me though. I'm annoying as
yeah.
fuck sometimes.
Yeah.
So
I think that these kids teach me a lot about me too, because my nephew is almost a miniature version of me. His mannerism, his attitude, the way he handled his little sister, so much so that I be like, man, I gotta watch that.
yeah.
Because he'll be like, she'll say something that he considers crazy.
I want to ask you something about, do you think them growing up, like, being under you so much, like, and not having that male figure, you think it'll affect them some way?
I do. I already see it in football with my nephew.
Gotcha.
Because he's not as
I was
tough.
wondering, I was
He's not as tough, right? He's not as tough.
But
And I
that don't, because Trey wasn't, my son wasn't that tough either
My son
when he started
ain't
playing
either.
football. He was
Okay.
shy away from
But
it.
that's what I associated it to. So maybe that was just my mis thing.
you just
But
thinking
I'm not like I'm not like overly like loving and affectionate and soft. I'm more like so I don't know. I would like to have some more male influence.
So you had a
For
male.
them.
Do you think if you had a male influence in your life, in your household, whatever, with you, do you think you will be more loving and stuff like that?
I mean, she is, but like not more like.
Like demonstrative, I still don't know.
I mean,
Maybe.
I
Maybe
think,
because if I was brought up like on hugs and love and kisses and all that stuff, to me it would be only natural to give that way. Sometimes even with them, like it feels strange. If I'm being perfectly honest, it feels strange sometimes. Like for one of them to want to come and sit on my lap or like wrap up on me, like I have to check myself. Like you cannot respond that way. It's a kid who wants love, who wants attention, who wants affection. That's all. And like I gotta like check myself because that goes back to me not really. I don't really like to be touched on, like you know what I'm saying. So even with them, I'll be like. All
I
right.
always think with single women, it's always with single women raising kids. I always think it's a fine line you have to walk.
For sure.
You know what I'm saying?
If you want to give them all that
'cause
fucking time.
yeah, your goal is to create productive citizens. You know what I mean? So you're trying, like even with your son, you're trying to show him how to be a man or give him some way.
I do things like when we leave out, like when we walk outside of any door, I teach him the responsibility of holding the door, right? So if we go somewhere, me and his sister step to the side when there's a door. Like he already know he have to open the door. And he has asked me early on, I told him that when he was probably like 6 or 7. He was like, Auntie, why I gotta hold the door for y'all?
Do you ever open the door for him?
Sometimes, yeah.
Okay.
But most of the time it's him. Oh, wait, you can rap. We just check.
I ain't know how long y'all wanted to.
Oh, all right.
It's your boy VA, the nigga with the white wife.
It's your boy Black Curse, the niggerized American.
I was supposed to go first.
No, you come after me, nigga.
It's crazy.
And the ending always crazy. Once again, we're gonna do it again. Ladies first.
He might not be on the next episode. He might be 6 feet. Sorry, Danielle. I'm taking this thing out. I mean, at this point, the disrespect is well bad. All right, we'll catch y'all next time.
I'm gonna keep that. I'm saying, yo, you always say some crazy shit.
At the end, that's his tag. That's his sign off.
Yeah, I was saying.
No,
AKA.
about holding all this crazy shit. About holding the doors, though, I did tell him I need you to do that. I would like for you to do that because when you get married, I don't say if. I say when you get married and you have, a wife and kids, like, she's gonna expect you to make sure she's safe and hold the doors and do all the things. So even when his sister get out of school in the morning, he get out the door first. She get out behind him. He stand behind the door until she get out. Like I be having to check her because she'll get mad if he don't open the door for her. She'll be like, Bubba. I'm like, meet me first. No, listen. Now you can't open the door for yourself.
Goddamn, you go trip.
I tell her, you can open the door for yourself. If he busy or if his hands full, don't put all that pressure on him. If he do it, like, I don't want her to have unrealistic expectations.
I still do that to this day. I was taught that at a very young age, and I still. It is so annoying when cause you open the door for a woman and she not say thank you. Yeah. I be like, God damn, man.
And I tell
no, for real.
Mimi say, well, he don't say you're welcome. I say it doesn't matter. He did something for you. It doesn't matter. Sis be spicy.
I want to do that shit all the time. But Erica do that shit for me. And
GT3.
Like this.
I hold the door for old people too. I love old people and I love kids. I love old people.
Boy, I tell you.
I just don't. They deserve respect because they old. No, nigga, you gotta show respect too for me.
Hey, I just don't like them behind the wheel. Other than that, I just don't like them niggas behind the wheel.
I love old people.
Hell no, they do the craziest stupid driving.
They are sometimes.
Yeah, conversation. Yeah.
That was somebody when I was in college, like.
Say, man.
When I was in Southern Illinois, I was going go visit Illinois, right?
Illinois.
Thanks for correcting me. But when I would go to St. Louis, I used to enjoy going to see all my my grandma, my
You like aggravating people.
my grandma, my grandfather, and like talking to them would be like super fun, just talking to them. I used to play cards with my grandma.
It'd be fun, but it's informative for me. You can learn a lot.
Yeah.
You can learn a lot about people, and I think for my parents, as far as they're concerned, I don't think I spend enough time actually like knowing their story.
Mm-hmm.
But I have spent a lot of time judging their action.
I feel like because when I did the podcast with my dad, that's why I enjoyed it because he was telling me like where he I grew up on the south side of St. Louis and I always thought